If that worked.
Yeah, we're live. That worked. That worked.
All right.
It did. Hi, everybody. That voice you just heard was MG Geek, our producer this evening. I'm the new guy. I'm Matt Ryan, and you probably have been annoyed by me on Wrestling Observer Live, previous episodes of Matt Men, and all other occasions where I've cheaply plugged Catalyst Wrestling and streamed CatalystWrestling.com. But tonight, we are watching WarGames Survivor Series together. So get something comfortable, get a sandwich, call a friend. If you don't have the Kizak, we've got you covered here tonight, and we'll be talking to you all evening long across social media. If you're not joining us in the YouTube chat, use the hashtag AskMattMen on Twitter. That's hashtag AskMattMen on Twitter. Or
straight cash, homie.
You want to give us some
straight cash, homie.
All you got to do is hit the donate some.
Straight cash, homie.
Raiden Thacker, long time. So where's Brendan? Sadly, Brendan and I do not live together. You can see we're not in the new studio yet. We're building the new studio, and we'll have it for you in 2 Saturdays' time for UFC 282. That'll be our first official live stream. But around 4 o'clock today, I'm luxuriating in the bath. And all of a sudden, I get a text from Andrew Zarian saying, hey, do you want to do a watch-along tonight? You can make some money. Because I'm a whore, I readily agreed to. And Brendan had a much-deserved date night. It has been a long couple of weeks since the last time we've spoken to any of you. But for tonight, it's just me. So being a part of the conversation on social media, use the hashtag AskMattMen or just use the YouTube chat. We are excited to hang out with you tonight. Before we got on the air tonight, me and MG were talking about, well, he said it. I didn't have a chance to. What match we're most looking forward to tonight? MG said, which is what I'm thinking is our opening contest tonight, the Women's WarGames. It is going to be really interesting to see Io Sky in that big match environment. For me, she stole the show anytime she was in WarGames. We've got pyro going off inside the Boston Garden. If you would have asked a young Matt Ryan many, many moons ago, back when he had hope, would we ever see a WarGames at Survivor Series? Which just is kind of a break-your-brain question. Like, Survivor Series and WarGames are kind of reactions to one another. The entire idea of the Survivor Series was an act of war against Starrcade. And in our new Historically Speaking video that will be coming out next week, I'm going to be talking about that, how the Big Four killed Jim Crockett Promotions. But the WarGames match being on a WWE property when it was first announced for NXT was so weird, MG. Like, when that happened, I was so flabbergasted, but it made sense the way that Triple H has been honoring non-WWE properties that are owned by the WWE. These IPs that we've been waiting to hear from for so long that just never got used, whether it's Halloween Havoc, WarGames, some other concepts, Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal, coming back because of that. They're going through the rules of WarGames right now, and if you've never seen a WarGames match, it starts with 2 teams in separate cages in the WWE version. I'm not a fan of that, but 1 member starting in each ring. After 5 minutes, a member from the advanced team will be released in to enter the match, and that's the team that has the advantage. After a 3-minute period, alternating members every 3 minutes until all competitors are inside the cage. That's when the match beyond begins, and you can win by pinfall or submission, which is kind of fucking weak because I miss when it was just submission or surrender. And we have Becky Lynch coming out first, made her return last night on SmackDown, a show that half the country didn't get to see live. They saw it on tape delay. Everybody internationally got to see it live if you had it in your market, except MG,
I didn't get to see it.
who got it. No, you didn't get to see it at all. You had the countdown to Ohio State getting pink sucked by Michigan.
Yes. I'm a happy camper for that, but that's another story for another day.
Well, that's just because you like pink socks. But checking in on the instant feedback, Lane Media saying never. This is a shock. Thank you so much for anybody and everybody joining us here on the last-minute emergency watch-along. Becky Lynch will not be one of the first to enter the cage. I honestly think it'll be Mia Yim. for the females, for the babyface side, and Alexa Bliss making her walk out right now. Unless Alexa Bliss is the first one to walk into the pit. No,
I doubt
just
that.
doing her hero. Yeah, she's doing her hero pose and then walking back into the box. But I think Mia Yim would be an awesome start for this. Asuka coming out third. For the heel side, maybe an Io Sky. I think a Dakota Kai would work really
Dakota
well.
Kai is my is going to be my,
because you look at WarGames, it's somewhat formulaic. I know Brian Alvarez at Figure 4 Weekly / Wrestling Observer / a Tesco station outside of Passaic. He has issues with how WarGames are constructed when people break the rules, because WarGames is a match with a flow and a very specific set of rules. You have to rotate and like the babyface has to lose the advantage. They always have to lose the coin toss, but they have to win the match. And since the 96 WarGames when the NWO won, the logic of the match kind of been fucked with. Mia Yim making her way to the ring right now, or she will not be starting. Bianca Belair will be the one making the walk to the cage.
Fair. That's good.
The biggest quote unquote babyface in the match, because Becky just came back, but the one at the heart of the story usually is the one to start. It's the Dusty and Arn roles, because for a million years in the initial 87 War Games during the Jim Crockett Promotions era, it was always Dusty and Arn starting for the most part. But it was that babyface that can come from behind, fight from underneath, good pace-setting babyface, and then you have the tactician and the technician, which is why I thought Dakota Kai would make an excellent start for this, and also keeping Bayley as the chicken shit, biding her time, looking for the right opportunity. That would probably work best. And silver ropes tonight, MG. I think this is the first time
silver ropes.
I think we've seen silver ropes in the WWE. We've seen gold ropes. We've seen black, white, blue.
At least we don't have a red cage.
Periwinkle once. I hated that so much. Like, looking at it and just dealing with all of that, just staring at it, drove me fucking crazy. It reminded me of the birdcage from Impact, and that's not the correlation when you want to compare cages to anybody. Rhea Ripley making her way to the ring right now, going into the box. These cages.
Rhea looks creepy, man.
I love this version of Rhea Ripley. I honestly do. They've continued to find themselves. She's really found herself as a heel, and it's awesome to see.
I like that they added enough to her that she's not going to be compared to China. Just with her makeup and her look. Because there was a time there when she first started wearing this particular outfit, I thought that, man.
Well, she already had a defined. Yeah, but she already had a defined personality. The thing with China was and then Nikki Cross climbing up the cage right now is climbing up the containment cells for both teams. And I have an odd feeling that's where she's just going to hang out until it's her turn. I respect it, And now Rhea Ripley doing prison pull-ups. One thing I don't like about the WWE WarGames setup, MG, is that there's a roof. I get it that it's there for the high spots, but give me a roof. Give me Sid nearly K-wording Brian Pillman.
I just seen the meme today of Dr. Death gorilla pressing, who was it?
Oh, yeah, the 89 one of my favorites.
Yeah. I forget who he was gorilla pressing, but he was slamming him on the top of the
It was, I want to say, one of the birds. It could have been one of the birds. It could have been, someone in the chat will figure that out, if not MG. Checking in on the instant feedback. Didn't Classic WarGames start as the Match Beyond? No, it's WarGames, the Match Beyond. And it will be Dakota Kai starting things off, so we got it half right. Matt, we got it half right. Dakota Kai will be starting things off against Bianca Belair. I'm really excited to see how this goes. Dakota wearing some chaps to the ring on some HBK swag. And
Now I got
This is a piece of history right here. The first two competitors in a WWE WarGames match at the Survivor Series is Dakota Kai and Bianca Belair. And 3-4 months ago, Dakota Kai wasn't even on the roster. And the bell rings. Here we go. Kai will get to the center of the ring. They'll lock up. Remember, it starts with a 5-minute, basically a singles match, but no decision can be made as Belair just driving Kai's head into the buckle and then goozles the shit out of her to the middle of the ring. The old toe kick from SmackDown versus Raw into, trying to go for a power bomb, out of it. Drop kick by Belair, and Kai will go in between the two rings with over 4:20 blaze it left to go until the next competitor enters. Those are white ropes. The camera and the lighting were fucking with us.
It looks silver, and it's the glare from the cage too.
Yeah, assholes. I wanted silver ropes. I was so excited for silver ropes. Belair dragging Dakota Kai from in between the rings and then hits her with that belly to back like Magnum. Now once again into that reverse waist lock. Bianca Belair's power is scary, man. It's so scary. Into the buckle and rolling through, trying to go for a pinning attempt. And then Belair does a backflip, reminiscent of Randy Savage when he tried to pin Yoko at Rumble 93. And Belair taking out Kai with a shoulder tackle. I like the use of the jib and the camera angles here to open up the perspective. 3:23 left to go until the next competitor. And the heels in this match, Team Damage Control, do have the person advantage. And Belair using the hair to throw Dakota Kai into the cage, whiffing on a kick there. Bad cut by the camera, holding on to that shot for too long. Spinning backbreaker. Good chemistry so far between both of these competitors. The fisheye camera. Babyface is talking shit. Belair into the corner, and Kevin Dunn is holding on these cuts tonight, and it is an interesting change of pace. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
That's the only thing about cage matches that they've never. There's only was it TNA that did the big holes in the side of the cage so they stick the camera through?
Yeah, well, they do that too. They have holes cut into the cameras, and they're able with that jib cam, that crane camera, to get that high arc. And there you see Nikki Cross. Well, you don't see this unless you're watching along with us on the Kizak. Is the middle of the ring, that area, seems like that becomes a trope, that area in between the middle of the ring.
Yeah, and they deliberately put that grate there to make it look, I wonder if that's that plastic stuff too. Because it's that diamond plate. I wonder if it's actual stainless steel. Mm.
I feel like that would be a bad time for all people involved if they're doing spots there, but you would need it to be that kind of strength.
Mm-hmm.
Belair jumping over. Great technique into a suplex. Bianca Belair has gotten so much crisper in the ring since she's come up to the main roster. She's continued to get better.
Yeah,
and
she did it. She did an interview this week, and she was talking about how she trains and stuff. She was training with Sheamus too. She's gotten a lot stronger. Oh, now she's getting the braid.
Missing with the whip, under a minute until the next competitor. Nice kick from Kai. Kind of did
I love that scorpion kick.
Yeah. How do you like me now? Just that reminded me of Bob Holly for some reason. Belair picking her up for a power bomb, picking Kai up for a power bomb, and then just sending her the other way. Dakota Kai is too short to be thrown into the cage to where she can jump up into the cage. That is an unfortunate reality when you're working a War Games match and you're like 5'5". But this will solve the problem. Powerbomb into the... Oh, God. Powerbomb into the cage. And Dakota Kai accordions all the way down. To quote Mike Tyson, she broke her back spinal.
Oh, God. That was pretty brutal.
Yeah, that wasn't great. But here comes Io Sky's crazy ass.
All right.
And for 3 minutes, it'll be a 2-on-1.
I wonder what Japanese legend she steals a big move from. Like the barrel spot.
I would consider it an homage. Because come on,
because who was that? It was that
Sasuke,
one guy,
great Sasuke.
Yeah,
who seemingly have sexy photos of him being sold on the internet, per what I saw on Twitter today. I didn't search it out; it just ended up that way. And holy shit, Io Sky goes from a drop kick into a Rana. A nice head scissors there. That was pretty solid. The level of... and here comes our first trope of the night. Babyface stuck betwixt two heels. And now we've got a fight in a phone booth. And Belair gets caught, rolls through, and gets cross-bodied into the second ring by Io Sky in now under 2 minutes.
Sheer says, my favorite War Games match was the very first one when JJ was being abused. Yeah, that's the one I remember.
That from the 87 Bash, I think it was. And for two people that weren't a team up until fucking August, Io and Dakota Kai work really well together.
Good. Yeah.
Shout out to everybody watching us.
I'm sure we'll get more.
What do you got for me?
Oh, no, I was going to say, so I find it, so this time around, they only have one producer that has experience in this match backstage. You know who?
It's not Shane Helms. Who? Petey Williams?
Nope.
No, not Petey Williams. Not Ken Doan. Who?
Michael P.S. Hayes.
Dude. Holy shit! Yes, that makes. I'm an idiot. I'm a big dumb baby. Beautiful drop kick. Io Sky showing up and showing out here in the second stage of War Games. Double suplex by Belair, but immediately the heels getting right back and heating up. Just the level of athleticism in a War Games match when you look at 1987 to now. I know you didn't need it then. It's needed now more than ever just because of the styles and the evolution of wrestling. But if you had action like this in 1987, it would probably break a few people's brains.
Right.
And here comes Asuka coming to even the odds on the babyface side. And going, little capoeira, some Eddie from Tekken into a German. That was a real short German. That was like the German suplex equivalent of Harley Race's stump-pulling pile driver. Just wham, just dropping them on the noggin. And now Io and Asuka face-to-face in the same ring.
Right.
Solid forearms from both women. Asuka now in control. Irish whip reversal. Uses her tuchus. Does Asuka to bounce off the ropes. Io Sky Tiger feint kick out of the ring. Into the middle of the ring now. Both competitors. Irish whip reversal by Io Sky. And right forearm right into the face. And then ass attack by Asuka. Going back and forth here in the next round. Kick to the midsection into a back fist. Dropped around.
Cool.
Yeah, this is some great action here so far. Asuka going to the top rope now. Everybody down but the former NXT champion Dakota Kai, and now they're fighting on the turnbuckles of the adjoining rings inside Boston Garden. Forearms from Asuka into a kick, loses positioning, drops down, and now here comes Belair to help her. Now, Kai in trouble. Gorilla press by Bianca Belair, holding up Dakota Kai, tosses her right into the fucking cage, and now Asuka drop kick, knocking down Io Sky. The quote-unquote genius of the skies gets got by her own move. And now the baby faces are in control. They'll dap each other up inside the TD Garden. And somewhere out there, a Bostonian from 1955 is not really happy with what he's seeing inside the Garden. But progress is a motherfucker. And we're looking at the replay again. Dakota got press slammed right into the joists that hold the cage together. And now we've got two different fights. It's Io and Asuka in one ring. Dakota and Bianca in the other. The heels are about to get the advantage one more time, and it looks like Nikki Cross will be making her way into WarGames, into the cage, and nope, she's just, nope, no, we're getting the plunder, baby. That's right, baby, we're getting plunder. That's right, our candlestick. That's right. That's right, baby, got the candlestick. And I think she just hit the referee. That's good. That's going to end well.
Domestic abuse.
That's going to end well for everybody. Just getting all the weapons. Is that a pie tin? The fuck is that? And Nikki Cross just free Michael Hazing. Can. Those are garbage cans. What kind of those are fucking hubcaps. I don't. Those ain't no garbage can lids I've ever seen before. It's either that or they're just really big. Who's baking a really big cake? Did they just mug a wedding baker somewhere in North Boston?
Paella pans.
I
don't know.
Who the fuck's cooking paella? Who in the WWE right now needs a paella pan? And now Nikki Cross just using the paella pans to her advantage. No shellfish in that. Now Cross still in her ring jacket. Tornado DDT. Sitting out on that one was Cross. That was actually pretty cool. And Asuka into a fireman's carry now by Cross. Word Life sit out. Death Valley driver. And Nikki Cross going off inside the match beyond and now just beating the shit out of people with her jacket. That's why she brought it in there, because it's a weapon. Anything made of pleather can cut you worse than a knife. Wrestling gear from the early 2000s might as well have been on the banned weapons list. I don't know how that shit got through TSA, and now Nikki Cross is licking the cage, so she's got tetanus.
I do love this repackaging of her going back to her NXT.
Oh yeah,
being a lunatic.
She's her best self.
So
she's her best self when she's banana pants.
All right. So Alexa, is that who's next?
I think Alexa's next. I could see her being second to last. Becky's going to be the last one out, and Dakota Kai kicking Bianca Belair right into tuchus. Yeah. All the baby faces are down. And babyface will even the sides, and it is Alexa Bliss running through camera cables. Whoever that cable puller was is about to get fired, and Bliss walking into the Lion's Den, drop kick, denting the paella pans, and now weird-ass version of a Russian leg sweep that was more of like a Georgian leg sweep, and now Alexa Bliss going Muay Thai on some motherfuckers into a drop kick. If you like what we're doing, give us some
cash, homie,
and donate to the super chat.
I got to tell you, I really, really love how much Alexa's improved her in-ring.
Yeah.
From when she first came up.
She's able to match the pace. Like, that's one of the things that worries me in matches like this. As the pace quickens and things pick up, where people will find their flaws in a Hurricane Rana right into the paella pan. Dakota Kai eating some shellfish and shame inside the TD Garden, and the baby faces have turned things around almost like this was predetermined.
So, I also you can credit that feud that when she was tag team partners with Nikki again during the pandemic against Kari and Asuka.
Oh yeah, that was so good.
I think that just made her have to keep up and learn to keep up with the footwork of those Josie girls, and it's shown.
And now Nikki Cross climbing the cage, because that always ends well. Oh, and it's just kendo sticks to the back of Bianca Belair. It is batting practice. We have gone to Fenway, and now Nikki Cross about to do something stupid. Here comes the first of many dives potentially in this match. Everybody's setting up for it. It's just kendo sticks and getting bodies together. Nikki Cross sitting at the top of the cage. Why does it? This is foreshadowing for a bump that is probably coming. Nikki Cross looking down on everyone as the babyfaces beat the tar out of the heels with kendo sticks, and now Nikki Cross standing atop the cage inside the TD Garden. The babyfaces are in control, but Nikki Cross waiting for it, biding her time, and this is something that you're going to want to remember. Crossbody! Nobody in the pool! Everybody's dead! Big spot there by Nikki Cross, and this will slow things down for the moment, but Nikki Cross being the first one to commit some high fuckery inside Modern War Games, cross body into everybody, jumping in the pit like it's a fucking Fugazi show, and the heels take control. 17 seconds till they get the advantage again. Taking a look at the chat. Thank you, Shayrar, for saying you love this watch along. Well, we love watching it with you. You're a sweetie muffin, and I'd give you a muffin. And here comes Bayley, the team captain, coming out second to last here with a Rufio-esque hairstyle in the way that her hair is braided. And now we're getting more plunder and falderall. And there's a ladder. We have a ladder in a War Games match. Why do we have a ladder in a War Games match? Fuck you. That's why. Triple H has Triple H runs the company now. So I just can I just say it is weird that we are month 4 of the Triple H regime.
Yes, very.
Like we're still normalizing it. Like it doesn't feel that drastic as it did in August. Because we're, 4 pay-per-views in. I think Clash at the Castle was really that turning point to where, like, oh, this is the new normal, and we don't necessarily hate it. But it's still jarring because this is his first official Big 4 pay-per-view of being in charge, and now I think Bayley's getting every ladder in the greater Massachusetts area that has been placed underneath. Oh, no, that's a table. I have a question. As an independent wrestling promoter, trying to find these kinds of doors, it is easier to find someone who would like to join the Church of Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints. It is easier to get a Mormon into your home, a Mormon getting into your home, than it is to find one of those tables. That is why doors exist in indie wrestling, by the way.
Well, yeah, the only place that has them are like rental places, and they don't want to just sell them to you because they're probably hard for them to get.
Do you think they just bought the company that makes those tables? Like, it would be a smart investment. I think that's why Office Max went out of business. WWE just bought them. It's like, we're just going to take all your tables. Go out of business. We'll just pay you to make these fucking tables.
Right.
If you like the watch along and you're having fun, use the hashtag AskMattMen and be sure to share it as 3 of the heels slide the table through the ropes and get Bianca Belair in the midsection. That's actually how Houdini died. A table shoved right into his tum-tum. And we've got 4 of the 5 heels dominating right now. Becky Lynch will be the last babyface to Mia Yim, then Becky Lynch, and with Rhea Ripley in between them. good pacing so far in this match, and a variation of an assisted lion salt by Io Sky. Lane Media saying ECW, ECW, ECW. ECW never had a WarGames, but I feel like if they did, it would be, someone would have died. Someone probably would have died in that match, just for negligence, just for no other reason than they try something ridiculous and then they just die. We thank you so much for joining our BizCash watch along here tonight. No bells, a few whistles, but that's pretty much it. And just keeping Bianca Belair just locked in there. And here comes Mia Yim. I think she's Mishin Mia Yim. That was what the graphic said last night on SmackDown. Shout out to Shayrar.
Straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie.
Donating $5 to the cause. Please use your inner voice, Vince voice, to call a few moves. Right now, Bailey going in there. Mishin trying to throw the garbage can into the ring. It is a Sisyphusian attempt. It is respectable, but a little too dramatic. And now getting more plunder from there. Mishin trying to get inside the cage while her teammates are being beaten upon inside WarGames. A match I never wanted to see in one of my goddamn pay-per-views. And now Mia Yim with the garbage can and throws it right at Dakota Kai, slow pitching it right into her midsection, up, over, and down goes. Oh, fuck, that hurt. What happened? I disassociated for a minute. And a stunner on the paella pan. Ach,
So we're going
lieber
paella
Ada
pan.
Scheiße. You call that a Portuguese stunner?
Dude.
Now Mia Yim soccer kicking Dakota Kai in the face. Io Sky on the ground. Oh, what the fuck? Mia Yim just said fuck your lower intestines and just did a head scissors that turned into a guillotine of the midsection of Dakota Kai. That was awesome. And now a rear naked choke attempt, backpacking, is Nikki Cross. Minute 21 left to go until Rhea Ripley enters WarGames. Just about 4 minutes and change until the match beyond begins. Bianca Belair pushing the table that has been holding her for the last 7 minutes into Bayley, and the babyfaces are starting to take control. Use the hashtag AskMattMen, and diving in between rings, Bayley getting taken out by Mia Yim. Going ring to ring, time zone to time zone. As Io Sky and Asuka battle up to the top rope. And now the table is being set up for actual use instead of stomach assaults, which was actually the name of the last WCW game in Germany. They couldn't call it backstage assault, so they called it stomach assault. Mm-hmm. Just imagine a WCW game where Jeff Jarrett is like Dr. Mario. That's what I want that game to be. That's what I want.
Right.
That's all I ask for. I'm a 33-year-old man with very specific tastes. And as you get to know me on these shows, you're going to hate me. But you can find me a little funny. And now Bella, everybody is in a corner. Everybody that is in the match right now is brawling in one of the 8 available ring posts. It's Asuka and Io Sky. It's Bayley and Bianca Belair. It is utter fucking chaos in WarGames. Pardon me. It's trying to see here as they do the high dolly shots. Bianca Belair and Bayley. Now they're going for one superplex. And that's Bayley getting superplexed by Bianca. Another superplex onto the paella pan. R.I.P. Mia Yim's spinal column. And one more. Alexa Bliss suplexing her former tag team partner. Everybody's been superplexed. Everybody's down. Dogs are in areas. Things are banana. And we have 10 seconds till Rhea Ripley comes on in. One hell of a match. Mixap Pedo 64 said, "Oh what a maneuver." That's Nixon. And here comes Rhea Ripley. in her 98 Undertaker bag, and she just forearmed the shit out of Alexa Bliss. Asuka drop kicked into the corner, headbutt by Ripley to Mia Yim. Now going after the Raw Women's Champion, drops the knee. And Alexa Bliss eating a forearm on the top rope and gets laid out into the fence. Belair throwing her getting thrown into Asuka. Now going for a suplex, a German suplex by Rhea Ripley. She has come in and fucked shit up, catching Alexa Bliss like they catch the cheerleaders at the football games, baby, and then holding it into a stalling suplex, dropping Alexa Bliss right down onto the canvas, then throws her right into the cage. Rhea Ripley is a walking riot right now, and I'm not talking about Missy Hyatt. It's an obscure 1990s ECW reference. Punch to the midsection now. Mia Yim being run up and done up on by Rhea Ripley. Time ticking down until Becky Lynch makes her first in-ring appearance since SummerSlam.
4 months, right?
4 months, yeah. Yep, 4 months.
That's, she didn't have to have surgery. Otherwise, it would have been like 9.
Yeah.
That's good. All right.
Nikki Cross just observing and enjoying the violence. Bouncing on the top rope of Ring 2. And Io Sky, Asuka being held up in like what looks like a regal stretch or a reverse sharpshooter. And Io Sky just running off the ropes and then basement drop kicking the head of Asuka. Good Lord, goddamn. And now 1 minute left until Becky Lynch enters the cage and the WarGames match beyond goes down in Boston.
What is Nikki doing? It's great.
Crazy people things. It's what they do. It's what, sometimes you get oversensitized and you just gotta chill. Yeah, Yim just pitched a garbage can at the face of Rhea Ripley and then loads it up into a goddamn cannonball into the garbage can. And we see a camera shot of Becky Lynch just pacing back and forth inside the pod. I also thought for years that you could have taken the Elimination Chamber concept and done it with WarGames.
Oh, yeah.
But
I think a lot of people thought that. They could have made it that.
Mia Yim tried to go from ring to ring, gets caught by Bayley, and then eats an Io Sky paella pan, and then a double stubble knee stomp into Mia Yim in between the rings, and here comes Becky Lynch. Business has picked up. Calling out Damage Control, goes after Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Nikki Cross. Cross and all of them getting lit up right now by forearms by Lynch. Uranagi attempt blocked by Io Sky. Push into the corner now. Here comes Io Sky up over and then thrown onto the other side of the ring. Eats a forearm and Lynch with a jump kick. Right into the former NXT Women's Champion. Another one in hitting Dakota Kai with the paella pan. Savate kick by Lynch. Hitting the paella pan into the face of Nikki Cross. Dragging Io Sky's face across the fence now. Dragging her into the corner. Into a ladder that's positioned on the floor. A forearm into a European uppercut, into a spinning back fist, and a kick to the stomach, and Nikki Cross hits Io Sky with a garbage can accidentally, and then eats the garbage can to the midsection. Gonna load Io Sky into the garbage can, and kabongs Nikki Cross with it. Oh, this is fun as shit. It's not a traditional WarGames, but it's a fun match nonetheless. And then a Alabama motherfucking jam by Becky Lynch off the second rope into Io Sky being hung across the rope with a garbage can. Becky Lynch is happy to be back, and that was a cool ass spot. Be sure to use the hashtag AskMattMan and be sure to share this across social media. Please let your friends know that we're doing this right now. Have them come hang out with us if they want to listen to an alternative version of Survivor Series commentary. Becky Lynch and Bayley finally staring each other down. First time both of these women have been in the same ring since SummerSlam. Longer than that, since they've competed against each other. And now we're throwing forearms. Looking like Zdeno Chara in the 2010s. Going up against a Montreal Canadian. European uppercut by Lynch. Spinning kick into the midsection. Bayley falls into the fence. And now getting a mud hole stomped in her by the man. Becky Lynch is back in action. And now facing down Rhea Ripley. The coolest kid in school going up against the coolest goth kid in your class. Ripley stopping both forearm attempts by Lynch. Headbutt into the chest. And picking up Ripley pump handle. Reversal. And Bayley steps in to make the save, but she gets a forearm for good measure. Into that pump handle again. Ripley driving down Becky Lynch to cover. 1, 2. Saved by Asuka. Going into that, the only pin allowed in the state of Utah between married couples. Back fist by Asuka to Bayley. And now going to work on Rhea Ripley. Cross and Bliss. Kai and Mia Yim brawling right now in between ring 1 and 2. And in ring 1, we have one referee inside the ring. Punch to the midsection. The camera's trying to keep up with the crazy. Ooh, good teamwork there by Asuka. And now the mist into the eyes of Rhea Ripley, swinging around like a drunk on payday. DDT. And that was Blue Mist. I don't know what Blue Mist does.
Oh,
Blue Mist is new. Does that one burn? Someone let me know in the mist categories which one it is.
It's like an extra from Avatar. Maybe that's what they were thinking. Hey, let's
she
do
got
a movie
Tobias
tie-in.
Fugate. She got Tobias Fugate on pay-per-view. Got hit with that the ocean. Oh, what is it? The ocean shit from Sonic. Ocean water. She got ocean watered on pay-per-view. It is breaking out into a downright kerfuffle. Raiden asking a good question that we can't answer because for legal reasons, I can't have the sound on my TV right now. A variation.
Not bad. I think they're this is the part where it gets a little confusing if you don't know the rules.
Well, it's whoever makes a pin or submission wins at this point. I feel like this is the dummy-proof part of the match. Irish Whip reversal. Belair almost stun-gunning Io Sky into the turnbuckle post. Now Io Sky climbing up. We might get crazy bump number 2. And now Bianca Belair, knowing that this is going to be some crazy shit, trying to battle against it. This is like a cage match in the old SmackDown versus Raw games. You're just battling to make sure no one gets out of this fucking cage. Paella pans being thrown. It is chaos inside Boston Garden, and now Damage Control has gotten Asuka, and now Asuka trying to fight back, trying to avoid Io Sky going up to the top of the cage. Some 12-6 elbows from Asuka. Mia Yim just slapped Dakota Kai on the tuchus, and we're going to get our own WarGames version. Yeah, TOD, baby. Tower of Doom spot. Who wants a WarGames Tower of Doom spot? Oh, and the Tower of Doom spot delayed by Nikki Cross, who just kendo sticked Bianca Belair right into the abs, and now Nikki Cross going right after Alexa Bliss. Twisting DDT off of the ropes. Variation of a crossroads. Everybody down except Asuka, Bayley and Io Sky, pardon me. Bianca Belair trying to stop her. Oh, I don't know what the fuck that was, but somebody's dead. Both Belair and Bayley down, but now Io Sky going for no way.
You know she's doing it. You know she's doing
Moonsault off the cage onto Mia Yim into Bianca Belair. It looks like Belair might have blown out her knee. That is the opposite of good. Bianca Belair clutching what looks to be her shin bone. And that look, oh yeah, she's hurt.
Awesome moonsault.
It was, but it looks like Belair might have broke her leg. Everybody is down. We'll take a look at the replay.
Yeah, he's radioing back.
Oh yeah, she went down awkwardly with her left leg. Her left leg's busted. Her left leg is busted.
Broke her ankle. Maybe her ankle.
Yeah, it could be the ankle. We might be going home here. Bliss.
She's not moving that leg, dude. Oh, there.
Yeah, no, that leg is busted. Yeah. Nikki Cross now has handcuffs. And those are not the fun ones. Those are the ones you need after Andre the Giant drinks about 8 cases of wine.
I wonder if Bianca was supposed to be part of the ending.
More than likely, but Bliss trying to get out of those handcuffs that are too small, that are too big for her wrists. These are comically too big for her wrists.
No.
Trying to battle to keep them in. And now they're locked in correctly, I think. Trying to lock in Alexa Bliss is Nikki Cross.
Dude, this is where we're going to get that spot. She's going to turn into... She's going to go all creepy.
Alexa... She handcuffed the wrists of Nikki Cross. Now Cross and Bliss. Cross on the top rope, down in the middle rope after some thigh punches from Alexa Bliss. Electric chair position. Cross getting a lovely tour of Boston, and both of them eat shit onto the garbage can. Both are down. And it looks like Bianca Belair is slowly moving. This match has gone almost an hour. We are 49 minutes into the pay-per-view. This match is at the 45-minute point. Caught on the rear attack, and Ripley pitching Asuka into the goddamn cage. Mia Yim now going after Rhea Ripley, tossing her in the ring one. Ripley getting chased now by Mia Yim. Battling in the ring now. Pump handle. Reversal into the RNC. Backpacking. Rhea Ripley is Mia Yim. Now Rhea Ripley drives in Mia Yim into the ladder, and the ladder bends in half, showing the original color of that ladder. And right now, the only person that is close to standing is Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. And it looks like Becky Lynch is standing. And now Bianca Belair back up on both feet, thankfully.
Oh, man.
And this is the same image we saw. We saw the same image back in July. Damage Control staring down Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. All 5 wanting to fight, and we're going at it here inside the garden. It's 3-on-2, but Bayley and Bianca. Bianca Belair slams Bayley down onto the garbage can. Backpacking, and now it's a 2-on-1 attack. Kai and Sky getting taken down by Bianca Belair. Belair picking up Dakota Kai. KOD blocked into the Uranagi. Sky, Uranagi, nope, reversal, and now picked up by Belair. KOD. This one should be all over, but we still got a table to go through, and that shit's getting used. And they will drag that table into the corner. And it looks like Lynch is climbing up to the top of the cage.
Oh, man.
And they are stacking the bodies of Damage Control like cordwood. Bayley coming to try to make the save, trying to climb up the cage. Belair trying to put a stop to it, cut him off at the pass.
I gotta
Stop
say,
swings
that was a hell of
through.
a sell job by Bianca.
Yeah.
She looked like she was.
KOD into the cage. Lynch now on the top of the cell. Standing high above the Boston Garden, senton into Sky and Kai. Could be, should be. The Faces win. That was a motherfucker of a match. That was some good shit.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now I get to see it. I'm about 30 seconds behind you, Matt. I'm going to try to fix it here now.
Maybe Michigan should get better. Maybe Michigan should get better internet.
Yes, probably. Yeah.
Probably.
We had to sell some of the internet away to get a football win today. What can I say?
That's fair. I think that's an even trade for you guys. Beating Ohio State twice in back-to-back years, that makes sense.
Oh, all right. I'm going to leave you on, and then have some fun.
That was fantastic. Got a bunch more matches tonight. It looks like the men's War Games will be the final War Games, the final match of the evening.
Oh, dude, that's going to be emotional because I think they're going to do the Sammy, whatever they're doing with Sammy. I think the seeds are starting tonight.
Yeah. And I think we'll bring this up, depending on how this goes, we'll bring it up tomorrow on Wrestling Observer Radio. Andrew Zarian hosting me being
Wrestling
hated
Observer
by everybody
Live.
who listens. Wrestling Observer
You're not
Live,
hated by
sorry.
everybody.
Solid amount of the audience, though. Most of the commenters fucking hate me, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, but those are the, and a lot of them don't even get a subscription, and they want to hear Brian and Dave, and it's just like I don't know.
That's all right. It's not their fault.
We also,
the parents' fault.
I will mention, we will be Andrew and Rich will do a recap podcast tomorrow, tentatively 10:30. So business as usual.
I will be
as far as
asleep.
that goes.
But if you want to watch
zombie.
everything, if you want to watch everything live from the Matt Men family of programs, you can like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the notification bell to know when we go live or when we drop new videos, like Historically Speaking, which was produced by MG and written by me. You can do that right now. Just hit the subscribe button. Don't watch it now.
We got a lot of fun
later.
things we're going to try with that show. Just, different historical perspectives and things from the past that, like, my thing is things from the past that affect today, or, and different things like that. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of fun. The first episode was a lot of fun. The second episode we're writing right now. So it's going to be a very fun time. But
Straight cash, homie.
if you want to give us some money,
Straight cash, homie.
all you got to do is donate to the Super Chat.
Straight cash, homie.
And we'll shout you out here on the program. And if you got a question, use the hashtag AskMattMen. Or if you got a ridiculous request, give us some money. And if you donate $20 to the Super Chat, I'll sing a song. If you donate $40, if we raise $100 in Super Chats tonight, I will shave my beard into a mustache. It's usually our open thread. If we get $100 in Super Chats, I will just shave my beard into a mustache.
We got some sick people here. They might just do it out of spite.
Oh, I know. I look good in a mustache. I really don't care.
I'll be right back.
Rib. Yeah, go ahead. We got Shayrar. Nikki ASH was the breakout character. Christopher Russo. Nikki Ash looking like she could have been a character in the movie Smile. I was at a Met game earlier this season. Well, towards the end, the last couple of weeks. Last weekend of the regular season when they were doing the Smile promotion. And the woman that was seen in all the viral marketing was at the game. And it was just jarring to see them in and out of kayfabe. Just walking around taking photos and then doing that rictus grin. And they're showing right now a video package of Brock Lesnar, a one that's fairly old because it's got Dana White interview footage, but it's interspersed with more recent stuff like his feud with Roman Reigns, his match at Mania earlier this year, SummerSlam. I want to know in the chat what you guys think was the most impactful match of 2022 in the WWE. And I want to get your thoughts all night about that because there's so many different things that have happened this year in the WWE. So many different matches, so many different turns and twists, new ownership, basically, in the WWE. I want to know what your match, the match that defines 2022 in the WWE for you, in the chat. So
this is a
that'll
good
be our
segue,
question
man.
of the night. Yeah?
It's a good segue because we have, I actually started writing it today. We have the year-end awards. We're going to push out that. We'll do the Matt Men year-end awards. This will be the 3rd annual. And it'll be a special show. We usually do it somewhere around the holidays, somewhere in the middle, wherever Andrew and Rich can fit it in. And yeah, we'll take, I'll be doing votes. I'll do a big poll. And over probably the next couple of weeks, once I get it all together. So we have that coming up.
Awesome. So keep an eye out on that. Can you take over for a second? Because I have to take a quick run.
Tinkle? Or something like that?
I have to go to the toilet.
All right, I got you.
I'll be right back.
All right. Here we go. Hey, everybody. MG Geek here. All right. So does Sammy get turned on tonight? That's the question for the chat. It's like they're going to prove Jay right. Love it. To share, I agree with you. I can keep it going, but I think the seeds start tonight. And the turn will probably happen on SmackDown. Probably closer to probably either at or maybe the turn happens after the Rumble, and this is the seeds. We get 6 weeks of storytelling. All the story. He's back.
Hi.
We're watching Jey Uso plead his case about Sami Zayn.
Paul Heyman in the background and the Colonel Kurtz lighting, aka the lighting I have here in the studio. You got some interesting things here. Shreyer saying Sharir. Return of Cody. That was one of the bigger ones. That I love that feud with Rollins. I think we can't adequately look at that just yet because he got hurt. Wild card theory here.
Okay.
What if Roman turns on Jay? What happens if that's what happens?
Well, that's a great call because then who does Jay call? He calls the other half of the family. And that's where we get
Rikishi?
it. Where we get the big
Jacob Fatu and
think bigger. Think
that would be interesting.
That's how you get to the match.
That would be that. You know what? I hadn't even thought about that. I wouldn't even think that would be the lane.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a great wild card. That's a way to get there. I think that they've been doing the logical thing with this up until this point.
Well, they're waiting on the actual go ahead to kick off that storyline. If, in other words, The Rock is available.
Do you think that's the match that happens in Mania this year? Because I've heard a bunch of different. I've heard a lot of names associated with. Yeah, well,
right.
I've heard a lot of names associated with both of those guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
if
Rock and Roman,
it's going to be against Roman. That's.
I've not. I've heard some shit. I've had conversations with a few people about that, and it could be, and I don't mean to be vague and opaque. I'm just, it's a CYA situation, but I wouldn't be surprised if they ran a certain match back between someone that's also rumored to be there. Because if you... Mania's 2 nights.
Yeah.
If you can sell out one of the nights, like night 1, it gets 40 to 50,000 people, maybe 60. But if you can get 90,000 people, 85,000 people in that building, there's one match to book. Because I feel like someone has made that pitch. I'm not saying it's the best idea. I'm saying if you want to sell out a stadium, you book this match.
Gotcha. I think too. You could maybe defend the title twice. Maybe he beats The Rock on Saturday night and then loses to whoever he has to fight, maybe the Rumble winner. Here has a question here, and I'm throwing it up on the screen. When Cody returns, will he feud with Rollins again? I think they'll get back to it, don't you? They got to, right?
They have to, but I think it's with either one of them holding the belt. I think when you run that back, you probably run it back at or after SummerSlam. That's the only way, in my opinion, in my thinking, you get back to that feud. Because when Cody comes back, it's more than likely at Rumble. He's probably he's the betting favorite, I think, right now, to be the winner of the Royal Rumble. If you do Rollins and Cody again too soon, I feel like you're not going to... It's not like you're picking up where you left off. It just feels like you were standing still. Because him coming back and going directly for the belt, because they were leading up to that. That, I think, before Cody got hurt, that was the logical progression of everything. But you can't go backwards, then go forwards. You have to put the Rollins stuff on pause and get them to a place to where Cody's first big feud is with Rollins for the belt after Roman. And our next match is the Battle of the Bullet Club. Finn Balor coming out in what looks like either a Daft Punk mask or a very fancy cup. And by cup, I mean jockstrap. His entire face is covered. And he is walking out with Dominic Mysterio and the man formerly known as Punisher, Luis Martinez, Damian Priest.
Why that face mask?
I don't know. Why would I know?
Looks like a
my man wearing a jockstrap on his face. Hashtag Balor mask. He takes the mask off because he doesn't he can't do face paint anymore because he's a cult leader, man. He can't do the demon thing, so he wears a riot mask.
They could just go all creepy.
Yeah, the heat for him isn't creepy. Yeah. It's megalomaniacal dick. Like that would feel hat on hat.
And this is all, and this whole group has gone goth. so total goth.
Yeah.
So you would have that actually fits that, I guess.
I'm kind of sad they don't come out to Morrissey songs. Morrissey's a dick, but Morrissey would fit here. Put that in the chat. Make that put that up on the poll, MG. Is Morrissey a dick?
Is Morrissey? Does anybody?
Ask that on the make that a Twitter poll. Morrissey, former lead singer of the Smiths, vegan, bit of a cunt. The whole Knights of the Templar thing with the Judgment Day VR graphic is interesting. Lifeless eyes like a doll's eyes. This live stream of Survivor Series WarGames, they're doing ads, we might as well, is brought to you by StreamCatalystWrestling.com. That's right. Buy my stuff, StreamCatalystWrestling.com. You get matches featuring Nyla Rose, MJF, and other people who are awesome in the world of professional wrestling, including Darius Carter and Alex Shelley from the newest Catalyst Wrestling offering, Real Folk Blues. That is available at StreamCatalystWrestling.com. Use the code FRIDAY for Black Friday. You will get a free month because we love you. And now AJ Styles will be making their walk to the ring. Shout out to Shayrar.
Straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie.
Sharir.
Straight cash, homie. Straight cash,
Sharir, I
homie.
believe is it.
If you were booking AEW versus WWE, how would you do Judgment Day versus House of Black? And now AJ coming out with his own mask. Did they just decide to do masks today?
Oh,
they text each other, say
that's the New Japan. That's the Wrestle Kingdom mask, or at least a version of it.
Oh shit! An interesting choice from both guys here.
Thank you, Shashir.
Yeah, Shashir. Sharir asking if you were booking AEW versus WWE, how would you do Judgment Day versus House of Black? I would keep it very firmly entrenched in the personalities of both stables. The House of Black is, I would basically have them called Judgment Day posers, and that they're faking the funk, and basically have it be, real goth versus fake goth. And I'm not even being funny. Like, I would have that just play on Balor's insecurities, play off of, the sensibilities of him being a poser, him running groups everywhere, them calling it a cult versus a family. Like, you can bounce back and forth because the House of Black would get more of a babyface reaction than the Judgment Day because of how the characters in the Heat is established and set up. And also just within the fan bases, the House of Black, even though they're heels, they get babyface reactions every time they come out. Judgment Day have actually gotten heel reactions. A lot of that due to what they're doing with Dom Mysterio, which is working, by the way. Don't have anybody try to fucking tell you that it's X-Pac Heat. X-Pac Heat is bullshit. And we'll start with a very aggressive collar and elbow tie-up. Finn Balor getting control into a reverse waistlock. Switching off here. Some great technical wrestling. Isolating the arm, and Balor will get into the ropes. It'll be interesting how they change the pace up here. Early going. Headlock in the ropes. Balor will shove AJ Styles after a clean break. Balor and Styles. Balor trying to get inside AJ Styles' head. Once again, isolating, going after that arm after the reverse waistlock applied by Styles. Working on the left arm is Balor. Peeling back Balor is Styles into a headlock, a reverse headlock. Balor once again drives Styles into the corner. The referee will count, and Balor will have Styles break the hold. A little bit of the mind games, a little of the tomfuckery. Balor getting kicked in the hamstrings by AJ Styles, kicked right in the other hamstring, sent onto his ass, and now Balor has given up the goat here. He is getting chopped down. Every time Balor kicks one of those hamstrings, Balor landing right on his ass. And then picking the ankle and then basically snapping back with it is AJ Styles, controlling the pace in the early going of this match. Styles gets Balor into the corner. Irish whip. Into the buckle goes Balor. Sidewalk slam, Noah backbreaker. Into the spine of the former Universal Champion by AJ Styles. It looks like two dad biker gangs are fighting each other in the way that everybody is wearing a leather vest on the outside. It's if Sons of Anarchy had better hair. And dropping down onto the knee is Styles. Balor had knee and back issues in the past. Right hand by Styles. And good point being brought up on my closed caption here. Balor fighting back. Can't hit the coup de grace if your knee's all fucked up. And now Balor throwing right hands to the midsection of AJ Styles. Styles face washing Balor with those wide receiver gloves that AJ wears. I always wonder how effective those gloves are. Into the corner goes Balor. Styles in control. Wheelbarrow rolls through. Balor, double stomp, single stomp, bouncing off the rope, and then driving the knee right into the solar plexus, right into the pectoral muscles, just driving the knee again and again and again, to his detriment, still feeling the hampering of that hamstring. And Judgment Day celebrating on the outside.
Oh, go ahead. Continue.
Oh, no, you talk. You talk.
Rich and Andrew are missing a great play-by-play. Shashir says.
Thank you.
They both were. I know Andrew doesn't want to do these as much anymore, and he was busy. So
yeah, he's a dad and has responsibilities and shit. I am a bum. I am wearing sweatpants right now. The collared shirt's just a work. I am wearing sweats and a backbreaker by Style. By Balor. It's old sportscaster trick, baby. Old newsboy trick.
No pants, dress shirt.
Well, I'm wearing pants. I have to wear pants.
Waist up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. On the bottom, I look like a degenerate. On the top, I look like a degenerate, but a fancy degenerate. Off the rub, sunset flip rolls through. Balor with the drop kick into Styles, sending that pretty hair all astray. Cover one and only a 1 count. Great chemistry between these guys. Just really bringing the pace here when you have people like Balor and Styles.
They worked a lot. Did they ever work in Japan, though? I don't know if they did.
I'm not necessarily... They would have had to because they were there at the same time.
Anybody in the chat?
I think Balor might have... No, I think... Yeah, AJ replaced Finn in the Bullet Club.
Right, but
I'm not sure. I don't know if there was a crossover or anything like that. I forget how that really ended up shaking out. Forearm to the spine by Balor. One more after sending Styles into the ropes. Holds him by the hair, says, "You pretty, but you ain't pretty no more." And for the third time, driving the forearms and the elbows, throwing them up. This Finn Balor and into the spine of AJ Styles, who was Luther Campbell positioned, face down, ass up, thrown into the ropes again. And Styles flings back with a forearm, and now he will be controlling it here. Off the ropes. Hip toss into an abdominal stretch. Somewhere out there, Mike Rotunda is smiling, and he has no idea why. It will be interesting, speaking of Rotunda, if Bray Wyatt will appear on the premium live event this evening. Also, if you would have had on your 2022 bingo card Dominic Mysterio feuding with Doc Gallows, don't know if you would have gotten that one. Don't know. Don't know if you would have gotten that on your bingo card.
Considering Doc
in
Gallows
real life,
wasn't near
maybe. Short arm clothesline by Styles. One more with a bit of a full extension into a snapmare. Off the ropes goes AJ, and a big forearm, right hand. Phenomenal forearm style by Styles. I hate the fact that I did that.
So I aren't able to confirm that they ever had a match in Japan.
Did they? Cover 1, 2. Also, shout out
cash, homie,
to those.
Mm.
Yep.
Straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie. Straight cash.
Donating $15 to the cause. Sharir fantasy book Bloodline and the Elite. Bloodline versus the Elite and the Return of Punk. Going for a Styles clash, reversed into a double stomp, misses. Those Air Force Ones are fucking mint on Finn Balor. But when it comes to fantasy booking, those I would basically have the Elite come out on SmackDown if we're doing this hypothetically. Interrupt the Bloodline, interrupt Roman. Get the Young Bucks and Don Callis talking their shit. Get a little bit of Paul Heyman and Don Callis going back and forth. Have Paul Heyman make allusions that if it weren't for him, he wouldn't be on TV. Yacha, yacha, yacha. Call him a dollar store Paul Heyman. And now Priest gets on the apron and Dom Mysterio taking the legs out from under AJ Styles, Anderson, and Gallows playing monkey in the middle, playing, what was the name of that game? Steal the Bacon, and the Bacon is Dom Mysterio, and they are fighting on the outside. Someone's going to get kicked out. But as soon as anything would happen between the Elite and the Bloodline, as soon as they got face-to-face, lights go out, static, cult of personality, Punk sitting in a skybox, set it up with a promo. You all think you're the top guys in the business, but the only person that's moved the needle in the last 5 years is me. None of you could do this without me. Paul, you know. Kenny, you most certainly know. And then you can set it up, have a triple threat at Mania. Roman more than likely would go over.
There you go.
And the heels and the baby faces are brawling into the crowd. And, everybody who is not actually signed to fight in this match are brawling through the crowd inside the TD Garden, going about it the same way Mike Milbury beat the fuck out of that fan with his shoe in the 1970s in the building that used to be across the street. Shout out to Germ Johnson, watching us from Wilmington, Delaware. Tell Dollar Joe we say, what's up, Magistral, into another cradle, and both men getting a 1-2 and kick out. Fireman's carry now. Styles trying to twist it into a possibly a Ujigatami. Sunset flip. Hooks the leg. Cover 1-2. Kick out by AJ Styles off the ropes. Duck under. Finn Balor. Sling blade. AJ Styles craving some French fried potatoes right now as his brain reboots after that attack from Balor. I'm Matt Ryan, and if you haven't followed me on Twitter yet, what the fuck is wrong with you? At Matt Ryan Yells on the Twitter machine. To Fight Forever is MG Geek, our producer's Twitter handle. You can also find information on how to comment, subscribe, and listen on other platforms. Matt, did I get your Twitter handle wrong?
No, you got it right. You got it absolutely right.
Right. Step up, Inzy. Thank you. I'm. Let's just say I'm California sober right now. Cover 1, 2, kick out by Balor.
By the end of this, I won't be any kind of sober. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, I love you. I love that we can do that here. Last place I worked, I couldn't say what I was doing. I had to say I was drinking purple coffee. Dom Mysterio has turned into a nice prick heel. Like, the second generation guys always get okey-doked into being baby faces when they start out. Yeah, and they never find their real stride until they turn heel. Never.
You know what? Okay, that's a great question. Can anyone think of a second generation wrestler that's come through and boom, was a baby face right away and was able to stick it and stay there? I can't think of one. Roman, no.
Not in the modern era. In the territory era, the Funks, Eddie Graham, Kurt Hennig.
Von Erichs, people like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Von Erichs had an unfair advantage, though, in a lot of ways. They had a lot of unfair advantages. Germ Johnson asking, where's Rich and Andrew? They have lives and wives. I don't have those things. So we are here right now. MG drew the short straw, and also he's riding a high from Michigan, mollywopping Ohio State earlier. So he just wanted to hang out. He's technically my boss. I got my contract says loosely. My contract read helper monkey / live host. That's literally what it wrote. what they wrote in that over at GFQ Mat Men headquarters. And AJ Styles has had enough of Finn Balor's bullshit, and we are about to see some strong style here. Catches the kick, slaps, back fists, slappity, slap into a reverse DDT, reversed by Styles, into a fireman's carry, into an eye of the hurricane, or the final cut to kick out. Thank you, Jerm. We are the best. Like DJ Khaled said. He didn't say that to me. He actually said, "Get away from me. Why are you crying?" And Finn Balor's back is beaten up. It is welting. It is covered in somebody's blood. I think his. Balor setting up. Oh, is he going to go? Oh, this cheeky motherfucker going to go for the Styles Clash.
Now I'm ahead of you. After this match, we're going to...
We'll sink. Roll through into a trying to go for the calf crusher. Spins out, kicking out the leg. Balor, forearm in the AJ Styles Pele kick. And a Pele kick by Finn Balor. Out of the two of them, I think only one of them is watching the World Cup. The other one may not have polite opinions about soccer. Interesting that they kept the blue and red lighting motif for WarGames, despite the fact that, brands don't matter anymore. And they shouldn't. The way brands should matter is week-to-week episodic stuff, but if there's stuff that's bigger than these, you fuck it. Fuck the brands. Do what sells and sells the most tickets. To be completely honest with you. What makes you the most money? I think the networks like the brand splits, but it does them no favors in the long run.
Yeah. I think having that flexibility is always a good thing. My problem is you end up burying. That's what Vince would do, right? Is if he had one hot angle, he would push it on both shows, and people ultimately other people weren't getting on the show. So,
well, the WWE, every major wrestling company has a bottleneck.
Yep.
It's endemic because the quality of talent and the quantity of places to afford quality talent has diminished. It's been in a state of flux. Oh, and a beautiful move by Balor.
AJ. You're about to see the move.
Hit him right on the noggin. Styles into the buckle. Back elbow. Styles looking to springboard here. Bounces off the second rope. Moonsault. What the shit? Beautiful. AJ Styles 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2. Styles did a moonsault off the second rope. Caught Finn Balor in the reverse DDT position. And then hit him with the Eye of the Hurricane, which is why I call it that, is because that's what it was called in SmackDown versus Raw, or SmackDown, what do you call it? Here Comes the Pain. Lane Media asking a good question. Aren't wrestlers in both organizations 1099, so technically they can wrestle like anywhere legally? You would think that. Not how it works, though. Shout out to Sharir.
Straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie. Straight cash.
Donated $5 to the cause. Please call part of this match as Dusty Rhodes. That's right, baby. Balor dropkick sends AJ into the corner. Now he's trying to go for the coup de Gracie. That's right, the coup de Gracie. That's what they initially were going to call the UFC. The coup de Gracie. Going up to the top rope now is Finn Balor. Can this son of a bitch do it? Can Balor hit the coup de grace? No, he doesn't. He misses. Pull his empty cops are called. His knee is blown out. Bo Jackson in 8-8, baby. Styles now rolls through, trying to go for the calf crusher. He's got the calf crusher. Can that Irish son bitch tap out? Will he tap out? We don't know. He's trying to pull now, trying to pull from under his loins and find a way to make sure that he doesn't tap out in front of God and everybody. Balor now getting dragged closer, further and further away from the ropes. Can't go up. Holds it, and pulling back his Styles, pulling it back, and Styles gets the back of his head dragged into the fucking canvas by Balor. A unique way to get out of that calf crusher. That was a cool exchange. That was a really cool fucking exchange. Hopefully that was your $5 worth.
Because he's all dusty
Both
out.
men. There were moments to where the impression either just gives out or it's like, okay, I can't say these words that way with this voice. At some point, the bit just comes to me like, okay, I've got to do my job. Balor standing.
Now we're strong.
Styles. It's right hand. Yeah. Strikes. Punches. Will they kiss? We don't know. Probably not, but you know.
I got to tell you, this is awesome. They're doing this. So, hey, I don't know, man. AJ, they feel like they're working on New Japan. Like they said, hey, Trips, we're just going to go ahead and just go full New Japan. Is that okay?
Yo, Paul, we gonna fuck each other up. You putting us in the heat spot. We're in this. What is this? This is the second match of the show. We're 90 minutes into this show, and this is the second match, and it's Finn Balor versus AJ Styles.
Well,
that's a ridiculous thing to say. Yeah, I know, but still. Phenomenal forearm.
Okay,
1, 2, that's it.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. So
that was a great look at their chests. Jesus, Mary.
Do you like this better? 5 matches and give them time and let the stories play out instead of lots of matches and moments.
Yeah, I think that 5-match cards when you have 2 gimmick matches that need time, I'd rather have 5 really good matches than, oh, we've got to spurn all the time on these 2 matches and get everything else in on the card. That you don't need that. Because you give these, like, a lot of these matches are.
I feel like there's more story. There's something that's going to happen in the middle here. Maybe something with a Fiend. I don't know.
Probably a Bray. Probably something with Bray. You kind of have to have, I think, playing off of what happened last night, seeing that, or something's happening at the end that they're going to have time. They're going to need time for, because we all assume that an angle is going to play out and something's going to happen. Something might even happen here. Styles and Balor had one hell of a match. Balor defiant while sitting on the ground after getting his ass handed to him. Jerome Johnson, WrestleMania 40 is in Philly next year. Yes, it is. I am excited for Philadelphia.
I'm excited if the SummerSlam rumors are true.
That's Detroit, right?
Yeah.
And the Royal Rumble, which is the next pay-per-view, I think they got rid of day 1 as of now. Yes. They're not doing day 1.
Which they shouldn't.
Yeah. Is Sharir asking, is Bray still working as a character? I'm bored with it, but maybe it's just me. I think they're slow playing it because there's a lot of stuff that I think they want to accomplish. And there's no one really, like, LA Knight is just, I think, an establishing thing into the different personalities. I don't think we're going to see anything really kick off in earnest with Finn until after the holidays. I think that by Rumble, we're going to see what actually all of this is. Bray, yeah, sorry. Finn was in the last match.
I just think I think what they're doing with Bray is trying to make him a believable sociopath. Make that character come to life, and it's going to take time to develop it. Instead of the old storytelling with Vince in charge would have been, hey, he's nuts, and they would have told it in 3 weeks, and it would have made no sense, and you would have. But they're really spending some time with it. I like it. And so
I think it's
origin.
Yeah, they're doing a lot to basically establish everything, and I'd rather them take their time with it instead of blowing through every possible variation or every possible situation, just running everything through, because he's gonna have to be a part of an ensemble going. Like, SmackDown is Roman's show. If they're gonna have him on SmackDown, you kind of need Roman to be a part. You need Bray to be a part of the conversation, not dominate the whole conversation. And things like that need ebb and flow. You need pacing. You need timing. You need all these things to play out. And you don't want to fuck with what's working in terms of how SmackDown's being constructed. And you want to take care, because the thing that got Bray Wyatt over in the beginning was the building of the aura, the building of the character. Yep. When did he have his first real feud? It was a little while into his run. It was about, I would say, was Daniel Bryan?
Back to the NXT stuff. Yeah, that was his first singles feud for sure. But if you go back to the NXT stuff, he was, I guess he was, he was building building up the Wyatt family, and it was always a trio. So the first real big feud he had was in the Wyatt family versus the Shield, I think, which was probably one of the best feuds in the last decade. As far as faction wars.
Oh yeah, I love that angle. And Bray stuff with Randy, Bug Mania aside, was really good. There were a lot of things I liked about Bray's initial. Zombies on your screen?
Ozzy.
Oh yes.
Let me know when you see the available now, page number 9 splash screen.
Yeah, I will let you know that.
It should be in about 2 seconds, and then I'm going to hit play again.
My dog Olive making her first appearance. Yep, got it now.
All right. Now we'll be closer together.
Yay, that's all I want from this. Just want us to be closer together. Taking a look here at the chat. They dropped the ball on Bray versus Taker. That's coming in from Lane Media. Yeah, a little bit. There's a lot of stuff that could have done better with Bray in that period of time. Same thing with Taker. Fans today are not patient. Let the story play out. See, you say that, but if you say that on Twitter, they're coming. They come for you.
Come for you.
And sometimes
come for you.
And sometimes they don't know how it's going to play out. That's the problem with a lot of wrestling booking. And I, as a booker myself, I have made that same mistake. You book yourself into a corner, and you're like, "Fuck, I got to find a way out of this." Jerome Johnson, LA Knight, is from TNA. He wrestled in Impact Wrestling, wrestled for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. He was one of the last wrestlers managed by Paul Bearer, Percy Pringle,
who
before he passed away. LA Knight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm Matt Ryan. That's MG Geek. You can follow him on Twitter at 2FightForever, and you can follow me on Twitter at Matt Ryan Yells. Be sure to follow Matt Men Podcasts across all platforms. And if you haven't liked, commented, or subscribed yet, and you're watching along with us, kind of a dick move. Like, we're giving you free content. We're calling a Ronda Rousey match so you don't have to watch it. And I like Ronda Rousey, but I know a lot of you on the internet don't. So we're doing you a service. So return the favor.
My thing is at some point she got stale, and I think they're rehabbing her by just turning her into what she is, a complete badass.
Good. You've got to.
Yep.
Like, you can't. Like, Ronda Rousey needs to be Ronda Rousey. The problem is Ronda Rousey, the person, sometimes doesn't jibe with Ronda Rousey, the TV character, but that's how you fix it. You got to course correct, and you partner her up with Shayna Baszler. It makes a ton of sense. You're maximizing a star. And the problem was, it's not that she wasn't a badass. It's that Ronda wasn't special anymore. She was just somebody on the roster. You need to reaffirm the fact that Ronda Rousey, at one point in time, within the last half decade, was one of the most dangerous people on the planet. How do you reestablish that? You partner them up with one of the most dangerous people on the planet, and you go up, you have them face against a juxtaposition. Shotzi is the opposite of Ronda Rousey in respect of Shotzi's a lifer in the business. She's been in the indies for a while. She had to grow up in the chain. She's a punk rock kid. A lot of difference in personality and presentation. And you can use that. Like, who looks like a badass? Who is a badass? Because you can do that. You can say Ronda Rousey looks like the all-American girl, except when she puts on her weird fight makeup that people are always confused by and people think it's a rib. I'm not sure. But then you have Shotzi, who looks like, punk rock girl from the Dead Milkmen song in the 1990s.
I will say, I like the fact that what they're going to do is they're going to end up building until we get to Ronda and Becky at WrestleMania. I think that's why Becky was brought back on SmackDown specifically. I could be wrong, though.
That would make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm just glad they gave Shotzi her tank back. And she dedicated this to her dad, who passed away recently.
She?
She did that on the bump.
It's been a little over a year, but I think it's been a while. But I know.
I think it happened this past year, but also I think her dad was like an important part of her. It's her dad, and this is the biggest match of her career. She's
fascinating fact, and the only time I've heard her talk about this was on Lillian Garcia podcast. She was actually born in Saudi Arabia. She has Saudi Arabian citizenship.
That is Dad was in the military, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
That makes sense. And she's got the gem makeup. She's truly, truly outrageous tonight. Checking in on the chat. Well, Sharir asking, will Matt Cardona ever show up on AEW? Well, he did, but he returned to either AEW or WWE. How do you book him? If you book him the way he's booked now, I'm a big fan of it. I think that it's one of the best things they've done. Well, best things that anybody's done on the independent level as an individual in forever. It did such a great job to reestablish him and just give him an opportunity to be the guy on the indies, something that he never really had an opportunity to. You have to bring him wherever he goes with that packaging. But does it resonate the same way? I don't know. What's the next evolution for Matt Cardona's personality when you take him from being the WWE guy on the indies to being back in the WWE? I think Matt Cardona could do it. He's been one of the best evolutionary personalities in wrestling since starting the Zack Ryder character in earnest over a decade ago. It's just how do you take that heat and transfer that to a bigger company, to a bigger platform? He was able to do it at Impact, but once you transfer it over to AEW and WWE, it's a different atmosphere, it's a different expectation, and there will be certain things that you're not able to do that you'd be able to do in the indies or on Impact. Jerm Johnson asking, do you think Steve Austin will be at WrestleMania? Well, if you heard our conversation about WrestleMania, the selling out WrestleMania, you will have your answer on whether or not I think Steve Austin will be at Mania.
Oh, they're going to throw they're going to back up all the money trucks, throw every piece of pasta they can at the wall. They're going to do it all.
Well, you kind of have to. It's LA. It's
working out. Becky,
yeah.
He's working out.
I've heard some things.
Yeah.
Whether or not they happen, is completely beyond my control. And Shotzi starting off with Ronda going right immediately to Rousey. Ooh, a judo takedown by Rousey, and Shotzi going right after her, but another judo takedown by the former UFC champion, missing with the enziguri. Is Shotzi immediately into the ankle lock. Applying the pressure here. Shotzi finding a way to get up on the one leg, but immediately jerked back down.
Did Shotzi ever work in for you guys at all? Or
No, she got signed right around that time we would be able to afford or bring her in. Into the buckhole, the seated senton. But yeah, no, she was in Indiana, I think, at the time before she got signed. And Baszler taking the bullet for Ronda Rousey, shoving Ronda out of the way to eat that tope. And then Ronda getting sent into the steel steps. Even if they're not legit steel, that's still gotta hurt like a motherfucker, though, right? Just getting thrown into anything sucks. Forearm by Shotzi. Pushes Baszler with a push kick off the apron. Ronda gets okey-doked, clotheslined by Shotzi. It'll be interesting to see if Charlotte Flair comes back tonight or if she comes back at the Rumble. Off the top rope is Shotzi, gets caught by Ronda Rousey, got hit with the belly to belly. And this match is changed on a dime. All the stars are out tonight, MG. Green shirt guys there. Other people who spend more. Green shirt guy who's at all the pay-per-views, who are at all the Raws. He's always in the front row.
Fascinated.
He's got facial hair. Yeah. He looks like a bullpen catcher.
Do you know who's not there anymore? Unless he cut his hair, his long hair dude. His mom. Long hair guy and mom.
What do they do for a living? Oh, shit. Body scissors by Ronda Rousey, catching on the leg drop attempt into the body scissors.
Body scissoring her? Oh, she's taking off her boot.
Oh, wow. Yeah, trying to take off the boot to isolate that ankle, to pick that ankle lock again. And now Ronda Rousey gets hit with the enziguri, but holds on to the ankle of Shotzi, losing her bearing, but holding on to the ankle, drags Shotzi to the middle of the ring, now trying to go for a submission, rolls through, into the cradle, and now into a pinning predicament, or a choke. It's a choke. A straight jacketed the arm, the right arm of Shotzi, and now trying to hold the position. Shotzi getting the arm from underneath, and rolls through, and now immediately on the attack inside control, rolls through. Push kick, sends Shotzi off the ropes. Knees to the body now by the former bronze medalist judoka.
Nice.
Thought I was calling an MMA fight for a second. And now Rousey putting all of her weight and the weight of her thighs onto the throat of Shotzi. Shotzi avoids a knee and lays a pimp named Slickback slap onto the face of Ronda Rousey. We are almost 2 hours into this pay-per-view, and we are on match 3. That is a good thing, a great thing, or an all terror. Mother of God! They tried for a DDT. The operative word is tried. That was the McDLT of DDTs onto the hardest part of the ring. The lettuce, the tomato, and the burger were kept separate until it was too late. Also, we're not one of those YouTube shows that says botch or they suck or whatever. We will make fun of things when they are funny, but we will not be making fun of people putting their fucking lives on the line for a ring into an assisted sliced bread. Shotzi getting back into the ring will roll right back out.
So as a booker, you're backstage, you're watching this, and you see something like that that's a little off. You you cringe a little and go, my God, how are we going to sell that?
No, my initial thought is everybody okay? Okay, good. Everybody's okay. That's all that matters. And a crossbody taking out the front row and the heels. Shout out to all the indie workers kayfabing their faces to make sure that they don't get caught on Twitter. That was some good shit right there. Do they get to take the commemorative? Those aren't even commemorative chairs, so we all know that spot was worked.
I guess we could I guess we shout out to Chaotic Wrestling. I'm sure that's who all we work for.
It could be Chaotic. It could be people from Beyond Wrestling Open. It could be a bunch of New York or Creative Pro guys. Yeah, those are all workers. Those have to be all workers. Sweatpants and sneakers. They just went through their gear bag. I would love for a situation.
Right.
I've been
right
put in those
Keep talking.
Yeah, I've been put in those situations before where I've had to be like a plant or something like that early on in my career. I've always hated it because I felt so awkward. Because you don't know exactly what to do. You just, no! A judo throw off the top rope. Shotzi lands on her shoulder. Could be, should be. No! Shotzi will kick out. There's a guy who wears a red hat and he goes to every WWE show every week. I don't know how. Rolls through Ronda. Fireman's carry. Drops Shotzi down. Now looking to go for the arm bar. Locks it in. Twists it, hyperextends the elbow. And that's it. It's over. Ronda Rousey will remain SmackDown Women's Champion.
Make her look like a badass. That's what you do.
Yep, you put her over as a badass. You give signs of life. You give her signs of life. It's not a squash match. Shotzi held her own, but after a while, you find there's levels to this. You have Shayna being able to act as that X factor, give Ronda a lot of plausible deniability. Give Shotzi a lot of plausible deniability. If things were even, if things were a little more square, what happens if that's the case? It doesn't bury anybody. Because Ronda got the win tonight clean with a tap. There's a lot of things that went into it that really helped make Shotzi a little bit tonight, in my opinion. Sharir donating another $5 to the cause.
Straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie.
He must really like my booking opinions. If Nick Aldis ended up in WWE or AEW, how would I book him? Where does he end up? For me, I think the easiest place is Impact. He's got connections and a history there. He can easily be
there,
Yeah, like I think she's office there, to be completely honest. But I can see him doing a cup of coffee there. If he goes to AEW or WWE right now, I don't know if that does him any favors. There's such a logjam. And he's the guy, if you bring him in, and this is not a negative, he'll want to be booked as a top guy. He's going to be because look at his resume, look where he's been, how he's been pushed everywhere he's gone. And you see that. And when you bring him in, it's the same problem that the WWE and AEW have been running into for quite a while now. When you bring in talent, they're certainly talented, but the issue isn't that the WWE and AEW doesn't know how to book people. The issue is you have so many great people and you have a finite amount of time on television. If Dark Elevation.
Go ahead. Finish. Keep going. I was gonna promote the next one here. So
yeah,
Jerm Johnson wants to know this. No, go ahead. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all about just how you position people and how do you make all of that shit make sense? How do you layer and stack people? How do you set it against their contracts? How do you, is it per appearance? Is it per date? Do they have guaranteed dates per year? How do you fit them into everything? It's playing Jenga at the top of One World Trade Center on a windy day. You're never, ever, ever going to do it 100% right. Because there are so many extemporaneous factors that go into how you structure a television show, let alone long story arcs for booking, that allow you to flesh people out in a way that's sufficient for everyone on the card. What Vince Russo did as a booker is give everybody an opportunity to tell a story on TV, which is great. But when that becomes the norm and TV time becomes more and more scarce and because the roster keeps growing, and you have so much great talent, how do you serve all of those different masters? How do you do that? Right. And a good question from Jerm Johnson, is your wrestling company on YouTube?
Waiting for that.
Yes.
That's one I was going to go to.
Yes, it is. But you can also watch every episode of Catalyst Wrestling, including all of our free events, at streamcatalyst.wrestling.com. That's streamcatalyst.wrestling.com. If you use the code Friday, you get your first month. You get $5 off your first month, and you get your first 2 weeks free. So you're doing pretty good. You're paying $5 for 2 weeks, and you're getting some great content. You get MJF matches. You get other great matches. You get Alex Shelley, Darius Carter, Jack Evans putting on some great matches for us in Catalyst Wrestling. You get Homicide, Colby Corino. A lot of great stuff and a lot of great New York independent names that you haven't had a chance to see yet, or you've seen in other places like Ray Jazz, Bobby Orlando. A lot of great talent. You can do that by signing up at streamcatalyst.wrestling.com.
For those that don't know, you run basically New York, New Jersey, tri-state area, right? Mostly?
Yeah, we primarily run in South Brooklyn. That's kind of been our home. We're running a show on January 22nd at the Bell House. We're calling it Rock the Bell House. And that's going to be our first show of the year, starting our 6th year of running shows, which is an amazing thing, in my opinion, that we've been alive for that long. Thank God.
Good job,
but
man.
shout out to, thank you, man. Gotta get next time you're out here, you got to bring it to a show. They just highlighted WrestleMania week in LA. I've done one WrestleMania week in my life as a fan, and then I did two WrestleMania weeks in New York. The second one made me want to run in the traffic. That week aged me terribly.
Oh, is that
2019?
Is that the one was in New York? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Just because of all the shows and all the things going on, we were running one of our own shows. It was an utter fucking nightmare. I don't know. I thought you thought I was doing a good job. I don't know. Shout out to Olive the Fat Baby and everybody in the house. And we've got, look at Sami Zayn in the he's got the Uzi shirt on. He's got the Bloodline tights on. This is amazing. Roman and Sami now having an uncomfortable and awkward conversation.
Yep.
Another $5 donation.
Straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie.
Sharir asking, Tony Khan hires you as an advisor. How would you book MJF and the 2020 the AEW title for 2023 in MJF? I would have MJF have a foil in Ricky Starks leading up to the next pay-per-view. Create a rival. You beat him the first time this week. You have Ricky prove himself again. You need to build new challengers. You need to build new top baby faces. We're not going to see Kenny Omega in the title picture for a while. Even if Punk was not hurt, that would be a while. Bryan Danielson is someone who certainly can be in play to be a top baby face, but they need a rival for MJF. And it needs to be, I think it needs to be one of the OG guys. It needs to be one of the top names, for the simple fact that you need to show that AEW is more than the top 5 guys. And you need MJF to prove, and Max can do this, that he can carry an angle as the A side. That's an important thing that needs to be really focused on during his title reign. Because the AEW title, the champion's the A side. And you need to be able to carry that and be the A side. Mox did it with Brody Lee. Mox did it with Lance Archer. Just in terms of being a top guy, an A side, B side in a feud. Punk never really had a chance to do that. I think Hangman Page kind of got okey-doked into a position to when he was the champion, he was the B-side in his feud with Punk. And I think that's one of the things that led to the ultimate kerfuffle that led to everything that we saw it All Out. This is all just opinion. No facts. This is just me looking at things objectively as a 47th party to the proceedings. I was nowhere even near that at the time.
Meanwhile, I am
both
watching one of the Class A acting jobs by Roman here.
Yeah. Oh, it's just stellar right now. A shout out to Stephanie Sotilli and the professor for the lovely plate of food right here. I'm going to eat in front of all y'all.
Germ wants to know what kind of big names you have in your company. I know he gets. He's got a lot of AEW people you see on AEW that's been on his show. Like Sonny Kiss was your champion, right?
Yeah, Sonny Kiss was our champion. MJF main evented a show for us. We've had Anthony Bones in a best of 5 series with our current champion Darius Carter, who just wrestled Alex Shelley on our last show. Jack Evans, formerly of AEW. Peter Avalon, JD Drake have done shows for us. Trevor Murdoch brought the NWA title to our company. All of those are available at StreamCatalystWrestling.com.
There you go. Uh-oh. This is some intense shit.
Yeah, this is... Roman and Sammy are going to hug. I feel like they're going to hug. Yep, there's that smile.
Oh.
Yep. Hug it out. Dead eyes. If he has the dead eyes, he's fucked.
Dude.
Dead eyes. Dead eyes. Dead eyes. Oh, this is some good wrestling. Oh, I love pro wrestling so fucking much. I love it so much.
This is so old school, like mob mentality, right? Like the big boss.
That's exactly what it is, and it has to be that.
Yeah,
it has to be that.
It's Sopranos level. Like, one more layer to this story. This thing keeps going.
And I apologize to everyone that I'm eating right now, but
it's all right.
Like y'all don't care.
I can turn it on me for a minute. Didn't have anything to say right then. I was into that.
And they had the Survivor Series press conference after.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So while Matt eats, who takes the title off of Roman? There's your chat question.
I think we all know who it'll be, but triple threat time, baby boy.
People might have some different stuff. This I think this might steal the show.
On a show of show stealers, that's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
There's not been you really are hard pressed to find a bad match on this card so far.
See, that's the other thing about doing less matches. You can just make sure they're all good. You can say, go out there and give us 5 bangers, and we're not going to shortchange anything. You know, we're not going to cut it for time to get something else on. Exact opposite of Vince booking.
It's just smart, logical booking. Good example of this. When we were growing up, the undercard of a pay-per-view didn't fucking matter. Right? Like, when did it start mattering in WWE and WCW that all the matches on the card needed to have something entering into it?
I know when I think it is. I think it was...
When do you think it was?
WCW started that 3rd hour, and they needed something hot in the beginning, and the cruiserweights. I think that's when it started.
I'm talking about pay-per-views. I'm just talking about just pay-per-views, not TV. Pay-per-views.
Well, that too. When I think they decided to go to what was it? Oh man, trying to think of it. So when they decided to go to having that hot match to start the show. Because they always didn't do that, you know. Sometimes they
always didn't do that. But why is Austin Theory coming out to Beyblade? Why is Beyblade his Titantron? Did I miss something? Did he become Austin Beyblade?
Oh,
it's the sponsor for the match. That makes sense.
Yeah, the match sponsor. I'm like, what is that?
Austin Theory's existence brought to you by Beyblade.
Mm-hmm.
Sharir asking, is Lashley a babyface? No, he is not. But in this match, there's no babyface in this match.
No, I think Seth is a babyface now. Seth is definitely the babyface, and I think Lashley's actually
he gets a babyface reaction, but is he positioned as the babyface?
I think they. With that match he had where he beat Austin Theory, who everyone hates, after he already had a match with Lashley, I think that turned him. Whether or not everyone thinks that or believes it, I think that was the intention.
It's a completely fair point. Let us know in the chat who you think the babyface in this match is. You can also follow us on Twitter at 2FightForever. That's Matt's. And you can follow me at Matt Ryan Yells.
For those, Germ, I'm going to put Matt's chat handle on. That is his wrestling company, Catalyst Wrestling, right there.
Mm-hmm. Also, shout out to the professor and Stephanie Sotilli made a banger of a Thanksgiving Electric Boogaloo plate. It's Thanksgiving 2 Electric Boogaloo Day at the house. So... Seth Rollins being over for just being whatever the fuck he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. Whatever version of him. I think he cracked the code in a lot of ways with that. 10 years later, 10 years after the Shield debut, they're three, if not the three biggest consistent names
in wrestling. Yep. Yeah. You'd be hard pressed to find someone else that's been consistent for as long as they have, right?
Of the last 10 years, yeah.
Yeah. In main storylines, whether or not you hated Roman when they were pushing him when they should have pulled a little, they kept pushing. But regardless of that, he has become, one of the big staples, and Seth Rollins is right there too. That still will probably be one of the best out of the blue heel turns ever done.
Oh, that was the best. That was one of the best heel turns I've ever seen in my life. Do you think if they did this version of Roman Reigns after he beat Taker at Mania the first time, if he did that and did this character,
when he said Bobby "This is my yard now," and he walked away,
yeah, because I thought that's what it was going to be. I thought that was going to be it.
I think by his demeanor, I think he wanted to go that way, and Vince talked him out of it because of the merch and everything else. That's what I think, but how
much merch are they selling now?
All kinds. But I'm saying, I know, but back then when he had all that, no one knew how he was going to come across, back then. So this version, it doesn't matter if he's heel or face. He's just over. Ric Flair over, where it didn't matter if he was baby face or heel. He could get to the crowd, Do
you think he's a top 5 guy? Rollins and Lashley now fighting in the ring, trying to go for the Hurt Lock. Is Lashley kicking in the head? Slipping out of it is Rollins. Theory got sent out of the ring twice, nearly going in this match. He sends Rollins to the floor after pulling him off the apron and sends him into the barricade. Theory does Rollins. Lashley just standing inside of the ring. And now Theory's sending him on a horse race here. Theory's looking good. Like, there's subtle changes to his look and his demeanor and his gear. I know he's had some resets the last couple of weeks with his promo since dropping the Money in the Bank briefcase on the United States title. Which,
he's leaned out
in wrestling logic, yeah. Also, I think he's tanning better. I think he's tanning differently. I could just be the TV I'm watching the matches on.
All right, Shashir. Ass Theory. Love it.
Ass Theory.
By the way, 69% of the people thought Morrissey was a dick.
That's fair. 69. Nice. Nice.
I'm ending that poll.
Shout out to everybody watching right now. Hopefully you guys will hang out with us every time we do one of these lives. We'll be doing them for every UFC pay-per-view, Flatliner, DDT combo, one to Theory and Rollins. by Bobbert Lashley.
Let's try to add a few more bells and whistles for everyone when we get to that too.
Yeah, and we got 2 weeks. We'll figure it out. And Theory gets driven into Rollins in a fireman's carriage and then just shit canned by Lashley. Lashley, I don't think there's many guys in the last 3 years that have been. The pandemic era did a lot to get Bobby Lashley over and saved him. 1, 2, Theory pulling the referee out of the ring, pairing him with MVP, starting the Hurt Business. That entire path to the championship really, really, really saved Bobby Lashley's run.
Yeah, it broke him out of that. Vince doing soap opera shit with him. I mean, that's not a guy. That's not a guy that should be doing that. You know, there's certain people that work with in like a relationship or a valet. He's not one of them. You know, there's certain people you just don't do that with.
Yeah, he doesn't have the acting chops, and it's not a negative on him. It's just like it felt out of place. It felt like you were watching a parody take place.
Okay. Here you go, Matt. Promise Germ your first child.
Hey.
Just subscribe to your wrestling channel.
Well, thank you. Thank you for subscribing to Catalyst Wrestling. I don't have a child to give you. I don't think I will end up having a child to give you. But I will give you an autographed hat if you ever run into me in New York City. If you ever see me in New York City, I will give you an autographed hat. Now I got to start carrying autographed hats in my pocket. Just give you my NYU baseball cap.
Shashir's got a good question. I don't think this will ever happen, but Stranger Things have. That would be interesting. God.
The Gorillas of
God.
Yeah, I would.
Gorillas of Destiny. Maybe they'll come back.
I would be a fan of that.
Wasn't which one of them was already, right?
Hikulo? No, not Hikulo. I think he was. Yeah. The bigger of the two brothers, yeah.
Yeah.
Cover 1, 2, Theory with the cover kick out by Rollins. But I think the possibility for them to show up is possible with everything going on with them in New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But whether or not that materializes,
I think Water's about to find his level in New Japan.
Yeah.
As far as they're bringing more names over there, and they're going to be able to come over to the United States more. I think that'll help. You know,
the COVID restrictions peeling back in Japan and the United States, doing them a lot of favors too.
This morning is one of the first, if not the first, cheering crowd that's going to be allowed in Japan for the show they're doing in a few hours. Yeah. The World Tag League is starting, and I think that's what they're doing over there.
That'll be great if that materializes. Be sure to use the hashtag AskMattMen if you're watching us.
Yeah. On Twitter. We will get them. We will be able to see them. So.
But thanks to everybody who's watched so far. If you're a new subscriber, an old subscriber, or someone who found us because you're drunk and a little bored and didn't want to pay the Kizak $10. Is it okay if I call it the Kizak? Because I feel like calling it the cock is rude.
I'm fair. I'm all right with that.
We're watching it on the Kizak. And be sure if you missed anything, you can watch this back, and Andrew and Rich will have you a full breakdown tomorrow on Matt Men. Theory and Rollins talking some shit back and forth. Right hand by Rollins. Right hand blocked, another one thrown by Rollins. Theory can knock it off the blocks. Punches and chops coming in. Rollins to Theory. Theory getting lit up like a neon sign outside a strip club, off the ropes, and then Double axe handle into another double axe handle. Go behind. Rollins off the ropes. Sling blade. Super kick and catches Theory and sends him back down. Shout out to Tinky Winky. Where's Dipsy and Lala? Shout out to Poe. Rollins through the ropes and catches Lashley and sends him into the LED guardrails. And through again and sends Theory into the regular guardrails. It's interesting that they went, ooh, and yes, sir.
I was going to say, guess the time on the women's war game match. How long you think it was?
53 minutes.
You're a little long. It was actually 39. I thought you'd be short.
39, yeah. Really?
Yeah, 40 minutes almost.
Shit. Yeah. Rollins got the crazy eyes after doing a cannonball up over the ropes, a somersault plancha onto Theory and onto Lashley. Seth Rollins is over like Rover.
He's over like, jeez.
Also, if Rollins is a semi-babyface sit-out powerbomb after the roll-through on the Theory, kick out at 2 2/9. You can't have Cody and Rollins now because Rollins, if you're solidifying him as a babyface.
Yeah, I did wonder about that. If that's, I mean, I guess he could just play tweener and be obnoxious, and
yeah, but it doesn't. If it doesn't make sense to do that because then you kill both their heat, their angle heat, and also just Rollins' overall heat.
Yeah. Or maybe you just bury it.
Serves no one on that end.
Yeah, maybe there's an angle. Maybe they meet in a part of the Rumble and they're able to kind of work through it. And then they can explain it off so they can go in different directions.
One-arm spine buster by Lashley. Trying to go for the Hurt Lock. He's got it.
Oh, my God.
But Theory's got the RNC in.
He's got it.
Who taps first? Who breaks it?
Oh, God. That was
Lashley, let's go.
A really unique sequence.
Rollins go for the pedigree. Go for the pedigree. He's got one arm. He's got two pedigree. Turn out the lights. The party is... Oh, no! Kick out at 2. This match has been going for some time. This is anybody's match, MG, in terms of like how you can go from here. Rollins missed the stomp into the one-arm spine buster. Ends up in a daisy chain submission scenario. And now Rollins in control despite Lashley kicking out at 2.9. Rollins now dragging Lashley to the center of the ring. Might be going for the Phoenix Splash here to retain the United States Championship. We are on a show with WarGames and a United States title defense. WCW might have won the war, and we were all sleeping through it. Phoenix Splash misses by Rollins. Rollins gets tossed to the outside by Theory. Theory now rolls through, catches him, got him! Theory's got to move. He's taunting, but he's got to finish him off. Theory has to finish off Bobby Lashley to win the title. We do not have a mailing address, nor a P.O. box. We have an email, catalystwrestle@gmail.com. Theory picks up Lashley, but Lashley slips out of it and puts the Hurt Lock on. Hurt Lock on Theory. Theory trying to get to the buckle. Survivor Series 96 finish rolls through cover 1. 2, no, Rollins don't matter, nowhere. The cover 1, 2, no.
It's so good. This match is, I feel like they got another 10 minutes on this.
Oh, I don't know if my heart can take it. Rollins landing the Phoenix, missing the Phoenix Splash, set all this in motion. Theory sends him to the outside. Theory hitting his finish, rolls through, catches him with that standing blockbuster, and then right before that pin, bridging neck pin by Theory, Rollins came in with the 3/4 ring frog splash, gets only a 2 count out of that. How is that only 2?
I don't know. I could be wrong, but
how is that 2, motherfucker? That should have been the finish.
Seth Rollins has only hit that Phoenix Splash once. It was the first time he did it against in that triple threat with him and Brock and John Cena.
I was at that. That was in Philly.
Yeah.
Fireman's carry, spinning fucking forearm from hell. Rude awakening. No. Oh, tries to go for the punch to the back of the head. Theory with a left hand. Theory now. He's going for a pedigree. Reversed.
Oh, here we go.
Rollins.
He's going to try to put both of them in it.
Trying to go for a double hurt lock, and he's got it locked in. Austin Theory and Rollins are both sending a hurt lock, but they will shove Lashley into the corner and break out of that somehow. Oh, leapfrog spear, right hand by Rollins, super kick by Rollins on the Lashley, forearm to the back of the head of Theory.
That this match might steal it. Loving it.
Shout out to all the whack ass white people wearing bloodline hats, trying to be cool. Oh, it's like white people wearing FUBU. Rollins, he does a toad stomp into a curb stomp, but Theory, Rollins throws Theory out of the ring. Theory on the apron now, left hand by Theory. Weird seeing a left hand working punch. Rollins hops up to the top rope. Trying to go for a superplex. He hits it, rolls through. Tries to go for the Super 3 Amigo. Spear by Lashley into a great position. 1, 2, 3. Austin Theory wins back the U.S. title.
That was awesome.
That was an awesome fucking finish.
That was, and look at Lashley. The crowd was. They got the crowd. Oh, this is good heat. Good.
Yeah. They turned it all around. It all paid off. Oh, look at the dude with the headphones. Oh, that's great. They're going to be using that shot for years. There's another one. Oh, just so much agony B-roll that they'll be used for video packages that have nothing to do with this.
Oh, man.
5 years down the line.
So Germ asked if Seth Rollins, his name was Tyler Black. Yes, it was. If you want to find a good meme, a good video of Tyler Black, Seth is Tyler Black, Google or do a YouTube search for Tyler Black fat guy, and you will see one of the
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
You'll find one of the damnedest spots I've ever seen. He does what was it? He did a
sliced bread, I think it was.
Yeah, it was a sliced bread off of a fat guy's stomach. It was great. Go seek that out.
Yeah, if you've never seen that before, you're fucking up. After all of that, Austin Theory rehabs himself in a banger of a match.
That's what it was going to take. I love that they're doing that. I love that they're giving them that opportunity.
Because you had to get the Vince McMahon you had to get the Vince McMahon stink off of him.
So I think I told you guys maybe off air we were talking getting ready for maybe Wrestling Observer Live, but there's 5 or 6 stories that long-term stories that Triple H inherited that I think he's finally working through. One is the Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns having both titles, and the Usos having both titles. There's another one. I think women's titles are where he wants them, but I do think that it's just, he got those 3 or 4 things that he's got to get through, and I think he's starting to suss it out now. You kind of agree with that?
Yeah, and I agree with that. I also think it's smarter to do that than the Russo Bischoff. Everything that you saw last week that you were invested in doesn't matter. It was dumb.
The Men in
and
Black.
You're dumb for liking it.
The Will Smith Men in Black meme where you just click,
Yeah.
and you don't remember anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or when did Vince do that? Where he just came on TV and he said, "Re-wipe everything." Didn't he do that once?
I think so.
Or he just
I have no recollection of that.
Retconned it. I know. I just said, "Okay, everything's like all the titles are stripped and we're starting over," type thing.
I think that was something he was going to do, and then they were like, I think that was during Crazy Vince. I'm not sure.
I mean, you sure Crazy Vince hasn't been the last 3.5 years? You can take. I mean, this is a different time, right? I just think I don't know.
Yeah.
I should probably let you eat in private.
No, it's all right. Yeah, well,
fine.
There's people out there
who audience.
There's people have fetishes. People like watching fat men eat. It's not the worst thing in the world.
No.
I am a conduit. I'm a voice. Shout out to everybody watching. But yeah, MG, if you want to put the camera on you, and I'll be the voice for once, because they're doing the merch promo right now, and it's the New Day. That New Day shirt is pretty cool. Evil Alexa Bliss. What's the one wrestling thing? And I want to ask the chat this. What's the one wrestling thing that you think would be the ultimate Christmas present for you? Like the one piece of wrestling memorabilia, the one piece of like wrestling history, like even merch. Like what's that one thing that you feel if you had that, it's like, shit, yeah, that's the wrestling thing I've always wanted.
That's a great question, because I don't know if I have one answer for that. Like a piece of memorabilia or
anything.
You know what?
Like anything within the constraints of that.
It would be like an all-expense trip to like a big event like Mania, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, live it up a little bit. Use that Zarian eyebrow money.
Yeah.
That is what the super chats used to go to before we got here. It went to the Zarian eyebrow fund, because he's got to use all those exotic oils. For me, the stuff that I would want, there was a Paul Bosch estate sale last year.
Oh.
And I almost spent an obscene amount of money on some stuff from that estate sale.
Bosch.
Like there were audio taped episodes of Houston Wrestling. There were contracts. There were pieces of memorabilia, stuff that he owned, signed books, so much stuff that I would have loved that.
For this story.
Yeah. I do like those red.
This is so good. This is.
I feel like Triple H one day was like, or someone in the WWE was like, The Sopranos? We can do that.
Yeah.
Without the murder.
Or any.
Thank you, Tyler Cannon.
It's basically any mob movie, right?
Yeah. Goodfellas, like a lot of Goodfellas, a lot of Sopranos.
Yep.
The end of Godfather 1.
All right, I'm going to switch to you, and I'm going to take a quick break before we start this. Okay?
Yeah, it is.
Walk away.
It is WarGames. It is WarGames time, baby, boys and girls and other humans. Whatever you consider yourself, get ready. We're about to witness Roman Reigns in a WarGames match. For the first time since 1992, Wrestle War 92, and Kevin Owens coming out in a Dusty Rhodes t-shirt. Oh, that shirt's fucking awesome. Hopefully they're selling that on shop and somebody buys that for me. But Paul Heyman managed in what I consider to be the last great WCW War Games, the 92 Wrestle War Games. That one was one of my, if not my favorite War Games. It's that one. It's some of the originals. It's 1989. But Paul Heyman, for the first time in 30 years, managing a War Games. He's 0-2 managing War Games matches. Maybe the heels win tonight, but the babyfaces have the advantage in this match. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Drew McIntyre, the second one out. I think either Ridge Holland, one of the battling brutes, obviously, but I think Sheamus or Butch will be the workhorse of this match on the babyface side. And I can see it being Jey Uso or even Sami Zayn being the workhorse in this one. McIntyre and Owens on the same team's an interesting variable. Sheamus, one of the best feuds of the pandemic, one of the best feuds of the Battle Thunderdome era, not the Battle Dome era. Jesus Christ, Matthew. One of the best of the Battle Dome era. Fuck me. One of the best feuds of the Thunderdome era was Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. And I really like what they've done with the Battling Brutes. And it looks like Sheamus recently married Sheamus.
Over. That match in England or in Wales did wonders for rehabbing him, because so many of these guys were stuck in these stagnant spots under the old booking, and Triple H has managed to rehab so many guys. That match was,
and it's a lot of simple stuff too. It's not like he had to do a lot. It was just tweaking, and Pete Dunne, Butch, whatever you want to call him,
just had to
is the
work,
first one to walk through the cage. Yeah.
Yep. That makes sense. He's a good one. Solo? You put Solo in there first, or do you put one of these?
I think it's either Jay, Sammy, or Solo.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sammy, but I feel like Sammy needs to have Sammy has to have that story, so I don't know if they'll put him in first. I think they'll put him in the middle.
See, the reason why I think that is like Roman's going to tell one of them to prove themselves.
Right.
I just don't know which one.
I need to address Germ real quick here. I'm going to say, before I put this up, I'm going to say no to this question. Have you ever had New Jack in your company?
Sadly, we never had the late, great Jerome Young in our company.
Yeah, you were a little beyond that.
I don't even know when New Jack stopped taking bookings, to be completely honest with you.
I don't know. All coming out together.
Out of all the, yeah. Well, they are one team. Unified front. They're the only team tonight to come out with all of them.
So here's a question. Solo Sikoa
they're going to bleed.
Been on the main roster.
I think someone's going to bleed in this match.
Maybe. Solo Sikoa has not been with WWE more than 2 years, right?
Yeah.
I don't know when he was actually
been about 18
signed
months.
By him, yeah. But he picked it up quick, and he's really good, so.
Yeah. No, he did great on the indies, and he just got fast-tracked. And it was just a matter of time. He's the Arn Anderson of those three.
Oh, look at him. Oh, it is going to be Solo, I think.
That's pretty smart. No, it's going to be Jamie. Pardon me. I think it's going to be Jay. Yep, Jay's being sent in first.
This is that. I love you, brother. Prove yourself. This is awesome.
Yep, that's exactly what I thought it was going to be between those two, because you had to have that.
Storyline is amazing.
It's the best piece of business the WWE's done in a long time.
I don't think people get on this stuff on there, but they're so used to the instant 2-week build and then payoff. This
but that's the shit they complain about, though, bro. Like, that's the thing. Is like they
Yeah. It's they want to complain or they want to love it. It's either or, right? And sometimes they want to do both. Mm.
Just checking the Twitter machine for some stuff.
Yeah, I've been kind of neglecting that. I think Rich has been tweeting on our account.
Shout out to BC. Shout out to Rich. That was AJ Styles' first pay-per-view win in his last 10 pay-per-view matches. His last win was in October 2019. That's from Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful. His last pay-per-view win was in October of 2019 against Humberto Carrillo. I didn't even know they had a pay-per-view match in 2019. How the hell did that happen? Why wasn't I told? Trying to see if some of the louder voices in the wrestling space were talking tonight. I didn't see them in my algorithm. But Pete Dunne versus Jay Uso. This is some good shit.
Who knew I wanted this?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just punch each other in the face. It is main event time. If you want to see and hear me and Rich lose our minds, lock the fuck in. And also, if you want your friends to also have that, be sure to share the link and tag us on Twitter, and also tag Mattmen Podcast. Butch Dunne holding his ground. Say he's dead? Who's dead? Now here we go. Butch just jumping right on Uso.
There's
running short arm clothesline.
Michael Cole just brought up. Michael Cole
what is it?
Brought up none of the Survivor Series or none of the Bloodline have been in WarGames.
Mm-hmm.
Where the other scene, we get Pete Dunne at least has been in it.
Kevin Owens.
Oh, and wasn't Ridge Holland in it last year? Or did he miss?
I want to say yes. I know Kevin Owens was. Oh, and I hate that jump on the fingers move. Ugh. Excuse me. 3:16, what left to go until the baby faces get the advantage, which I hate, but not everything is made for me, even though it's the logic of the match, and Mr. Alvarez is correct. This is the first men's War Games match on pay-per-view since 1998.
Interesting.
All the other ones have been in either MLW, NXT, or AEW's been airing the Blood and Guts matches on traditional television. So, this is the first premium live event male War Games match of the modern era. Uso in control of Butch, which would be confusing if you only knew of Butch of the Bushwhackers and not the FKA Pete Dunne.
I guess they would have to.
Ooh.
You know what? Maybe they do when they finally split up that group. Maybe they retcon him back to Pete Dunne.
That makes the most sense, honestly.
Yeah, if they want
to call him Pete Butch Dunne.
Yeah, he might just get Butch over him.
I think he already did.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of that arm breaker where you basically do the double knees into the arm.
And it looks like looks like the arm is snapped in two the way you do it.
Yeah. Uso protecting his fingers. Pete Dunne's just so good. Both of these guys are so good. Like, if you didn't believe in Jey Uso when he had his feud with Roman 2 years ago,
that made him. That actually
yeah.
That actually set the set the tone for that group.
That was the inciting incident for everything now. Under a minute to go. I've had a lot of fun tonight.
Give me a countdown, Matt, so I can sync with you.
All right, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45. Pete Dunne's holding his balls. 44, 43, 42, 41. In the middle, in between both rings, and now Dunne going after the fingers of Uso again, trying to stomp on him. Stomps on the fucking elbow. That's gotta suck. Lord knows I would hate that.
Oh. Kimura.
Third. Yeah, trying to go for the Kimura. The ropes won't help you, but you can't get a win just yet. You got to wait until the match beyond starts. I'm going to call it the match beyond, even if they don't. I don't care. It's our show. I'll say what the fuck I want.
Let's do it.
And here comes Ridge Holland.
Okay.
Looking like a yoked up Pat McAfee.
So when does the plunder come in? Are we going to get more
when Kevin Owens comes in? More paella pans. That's got to be a shirt on our store. Paella pans.
Paella pans.
The Bel Air Paella Emporium.
I still don't know what the hell those were.
I think they were supposed to be garbage can lids. I wish I knew.
You're industrial ones.
Maybe
with that.
If someone's listening to this and at the post-show press conference, please ask what those garbage cans lids were. Just get us some confirmation. Uso, tilt-a-whirl, drops him down. Holland.
You know the only reason
brick
Triple H
shithouse
is doing those press conferences, right?
What's the reason?
It's a dig at Tony Khan and AEW. Hey, I
Is
can do
it
it
like,
too, and I can make it entertaining. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
I think it's also a little bit of the UFC thing because Triple H has taken some elements of MMA before.
I guess I'm being a little too crass when I think it's got to be some sort of war. No.
I think it's a part of it. Like, I don't think you're necessarily 100% incorrect. I just think that there's a couple of other layers to it. Because if they're doing and their own version of Total Elimination is pretty fucking cool. But if they did everything to be petty towards AEW, nothing would get done. Like, you can't shit post another company out of existence. Well, can you?
What's that?
Shit posted an opposing company out of business. Is that an effective promotion strategy?
They're gonna try, dude.
Uso's fingers being worked on by Butch. Holland working on the ankle, stomping away at those fingers. I would assume Jimmy Uso's next.
Matt already predicted there'd be blood tonight, so
I just with the all red, I can see it happening.
Usually they would do that with white, but I guess WWE they don't wanna. I guess that makes. Yeah.
Also, I feel like Roman has the political capital to, like, if someone gets blood, no one's gonna get hurt over it. Like, no one's gonna get their butt hurt about it. And here comes Jey Uso. Oh! Sending Sammy out next. Roman that's so fucking good.
Roman is like the crown on his throne in the freaking middle. This is Game of Thrones.
He looks like a mob boss in a fucking holding cell.
Yeah, sending his goons.
Hired goons.
Now you guys go.
Sami Zayn. Bro, El Generico's in a WarGames match. What the fuck?
No. He's in Tijuana, dude. He's.
So is my doctor, Carl K. Fabe.
Yes.
Seriously, he's at a pharmacy in Tijuana. He's picking up my hair pills. It's a wig. Trying to figure out what kind of pants those are because they're all wearing matching pants.
They're probably all
except Roman.
They're whatever brand tights they want.
Yeah.
And then just
they look like
done the way
Jinkos.
they do. Yeah.
Sharir calling him Sammy Uso.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Run the treadmill.
He's just stomping some grapes. He's just stomping some grapes. I like that Roman's the only person in this match that's smart enough to bring a stool. I'm only standing here for like 20 fucking minutes. I'm sitting down. Fuck you. I'm the top guy.
You know he's bringing that chair to the ring with him, right?
Probably, and he'll turn on. I think it might. If he does, he's turning on somebody. Great teamwork from Sammy and Uso.
When are the weapons coming? I want plunder. Give me plunder, man.
Kevin Owens. When Kevin Owens comes in, that's probably when the plunder happens. He might be next. Or he might be last.
What's Pete doing?
I would think he's last.
What's Butch doing?
Butchie, what you doing, baby boy? So it's not that kind of oh baby. Oh, lands right on him, then right on his ass, and then right on it hurt his tum tum. That's how Houdini died.
I'm sorry, moonsault.
Yeah, moonsault. And Holland picking up both of the men.
I have
carrying them around.
I have
What's the breaking news? What is it?
Rich Holland is strong.
No, Matt. He's strong with a K.
Strong.
He's strong. Strong. That boy's strong. It's like Krong. 39 seconds left in this stage of WarGames. This has been fun so far. Like, this whole show has been fun. It has not felt like a paper. It's felt like a pay-per-view that had a card and not one that needed it, or felt like it was a two-match show.
We're telling stories throughout, right?
Yeah.
Every match has a reason to be there, and not just to get them on the card. And I know people are a fan of that, but I'm quite okay with this. Because this is a
same Z.
Oh my God! Here we go. This changes shit.
Oh baby, Drusifer McIntyre.
We need to get him. Oh, Sammy and making these two fight together for 10 minutes. This is why they had them lose this, so they can tell this story.
Yeah.
Oh.
Prove that he's down with the gang. Jesus Christ, Drew McIntyre is tall. Holy shit. Just juxtaposing using that camera angle.
Oh.
Also, it's fair to say, like, we can live in a world where there's going to be a Jey Uso and Sami Zayn title. Like, there's a plausible title run for either of these guys coming off of this.
I think this is going to end in a feud. I honestly think the story is Kevin and Sammy winning the title and tag titles at Mania. That's the story, right? That's a great, like, second to the top of the card at night 2 or night 1 of Mania.
Like that could be a night. Yeah, that could be a night 1 main event. That could be a co-main event on either night. Yeah,
and that'll be one of those tearjerkers, similar to how when Kofi Kingston won the title.
I wept.
Where it's a feel-good moment.
I wept like a woman who saw their husband come back from war when that happened.
Okay.
It was a beautiful moment when Kofi Kingston won that title. I was at a bar in Jersey City, New Jersey, very, very tired.
It felt good, right? It was one of those feel good. Hey, this kind of became organic. It wasn't as
it justified my love for wrestling for that time period.
It wasn't as emotional as Daniel Bryan winning it, but it was right there, you know.
And Sami Zayn making the save for Jey. Holland going after Sammy, throwing him into the cage. Oh, this is going to be stupid. Whatever this is going to end poorly for somebody. In the tree of woe is Drew McIntyre. Uso straddling the ropes on either side of the cage. Butch on the top rope, dangling above McIntyre. He'll fall off the top rope.
Oh,
Uso now gets caught by McIntyre. Monkey flipped off the top rope. Some good-ass professional wrestling. Variation of the Future Shock DDT. Just fucking drag that motherfucker to the dirt.
Here comes the equalizer.
Yeah, it's going to be Solo, I think.
No,
it's Jimmy.
Oh, here comes
and crotching him up. Wow, here comes the plunder. Jimmy with the plunder. And it's a table to start things off.
Has there ever been
here's a question for you.
Over appliance in professional wrestling than just a table?
Well, the Dudleys did a good job of that, I think.
Yeah.
Because they're the less dangerous of the three most common pieces of plunder.
Right. Chair you got to be careful with. You can't.
Yes.
Ladder obviously is heavy, and if you do something, and we've heard horror stories about that.
Yeah.
Oh no! Here we go.
Now Jay trying to push Sammy away, even though Sammy was trying to help him.
Oh no! This is weird.
Jay's insecurities coming back to haunt him. And this is an interesting dynamic to ruin.
Pan back to Roman. That's awesome.
Yep. And it gives the heels a little bit of time to lose a piece of that advantage. Shows the infighting. Oh, that's some good psychology. I do enjoy that.
It's the best part about wrestling for me is,
yeah,
you know, Vince wasn't wrong when he said we're making movies, but you know, you got to wrestle too, and these guys are wrestling. I appreciate it.
And shout out to Lane Media, coach of the O-Town Orange in the A7FL, in which I'm the producer and announcer for. So shout out to the A7FL, keeping me employed for 2 years. Minute left, and someone in the chat, Eric L, when KO gets in, Sammy's going to show his true colors. I don't know about that. He can't be the one who does the turn.
Yeah, but I think the story is he can't do whatever he needs to do, right?
He can't. Yeah, he can't.
KO but that's a little. To be in a
I get it, but they also had matches against each other. They had full blown rivalries.
I know.
There's.
With their last run, I think they were together. Okay, Shashir. Yeah. I got to talk to Shashir. Hold on. Switch to me.
Great sociology
on you on the sociology, okay?
Ugh, that headbutt from McIntyre. Kick to the midsection, another headbutt. And here comes Kevin Owens. And the baby faces will get the advantage. Now Kevin looking for plunder. He's got the red elbow pad like the American Dream. And now here come the chairs.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, stopped it. Chair to the belly.
Here we go.
Chair to the midsection. Kabong.
Oh, good old dueling
chair duel.
Shot.
Into the chair in the back. 230 into the DDT.
Both Usos are down.
Crotch chop into the fucking cannonball. Kevin Owens now going to the top rope. 2 remaining on the heel side, 1 on the babyface side. Senton bomb.
I say Swanton, you say Senton.
Senton, Swanton, let's roll the whole thing off.
Tomato.
He's just pitching chairs.
Oh, here we
Sammy
go.
and Kevin Owens
Here we go.
in the same ring at the same time. And
Teasing.
Holland!
God damn it. I hate when
that's
they tease
good.
it, though.
What's the booking term for edging? Because that's just what that was.
No,
European
Roman's gotta
uppercut
be in the
by
ring
Holland.
when whatever happens.
When it happens, yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing Roman comes in last.
He's got to.
McIntyre.
Drew just taking his time with that
Beautiful
suplex onto Sammy. On that beautiful Wile E. Coyote cam. Showing the fucking utter chaos going on inside the ring.
If this is football, this is called the All 12. All 12 shot.
Yeah. All 22, you mean?
All 22. I'm sorry. There's literally not freaking 12 people on one team. Jesus.
In the A7FL, it's the All 14. Jesus. Nothing like a good gimmick table.
By the way, did you hear my team won today?
Yes, at one point, Alabama did lead Auburn by a palindrome as well. I don't root for any of those teams. I just thought it was cute that there was a palindrome. But yes, Michigan beat the pants off of Ohio State. Right hand by McIntyre. 7 seconds until...
Fans,
yeah,
I didn't think that was going to happen. Anyway, okay, here we go. This is getting good.
And here comes Solo Sikoa.
Of course, Roman's
the white-suited Yakuza of the bloodline.
White-suited.
We saw that episode of The Simpsons with the pretzels and pita war, right? Where the Yakuza and the Mafia fight. Well, when you get out, when you're done with this, head on over to Disney Plus and look up that episode. It's a good time. And here comes Sikoa going right after Ridge Holland.
You know who Solo is?
Who is he?
Solo is the oh God, Kill Bill.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. The schoolgirl.
The schoolgirl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's the white-suited Yakuza for them. You know something's going to happen. You can't look away. Holland into the buckle. Also, shout out to Solo Sikoa, Ridge Holland, and Pete Dunne in the first WarGames main event pay-per-view match in over 20 years, almost 25 years. And it's their first ever pay-per-view main event. And Sikoa and KO staring each other down.
Oh, this might make me
Don't screw up your pants, but we got a hockey fight in Boston. 2 men battling it off inside the TD Garden, headbutt by Sikoa. 99 seconds left to go until Sheamus comes in, throws him into the cage, and that just pissed him off. That didn't hurt him. That just made him mad. It's like Mongo in Blazing Saddles, but Samoan, so it's even scarier.
Oh my God.
Super kick, eats that shit like a sandwich, eats the other one like a sandwich, kicks him in the balls.
Solo was giving me Umanga vibes.
Yep. He's acting like his uncle. Oh, pile driver into the back body drop.
Roman's smug, like, I like him.
Why have we been fucking with the wrong cousins for... Why didn't we get him sooner? Oh, baby.
Nope.
Solo and Drew McIntyre. Let's go, kid. Both men battling in ring 2, throwing right hands at each other's faces. Big boot by McIntyre. Savate kick by the Samoan, Sikoa. The street champ from the left coast of the United States. Charges in and then a crossbody from hell by McIntyre. That was a pit move right there. 10 seconds until Sheamus enters into WarGames. And we are 3 minutes and 4 seconds until the match beyond begins when the Universal Champion makes his way into the cell. You see the battle scars on the face of Sheamus right above that right eye, that right eyebrow. Now Sami Zayn trying to hold the door so Sheamus can't get in.
Oh. This is
Sheamus going to try to rip that door off? It's eating time. It's like in hockey. Oh, and Sammy gets slammed into the door. The interesting thing about WarGames, since it has time, you have the ability to do spots where you're eating time. You're trying to minimize the man advantage.
Little stories here, there, and everywhere. Right?
It's just creating little psychological logic points to where you know there's a time clock, you're having a disadvantage. It's like the power play in hockey. If you can find a way to create a good prevent defense, like it's a 2-minute drill it's a 3-minute drill every 3 minutes, and you've got to figure out how to when you have the advantage, when you're on the offensive, when you have the disadvantage, how do you make the most of those 3 minutes, and when you even it up, you try to maximize it.
Yeah. I just like the fact that they're setting up so many little things they can go back to. You can set up so many stories the first half of 2023. Agreed?
And even at end of the year, the rematch is coming out of this. The house show loop, there's a lot of good shit that can come out of it. And just driving into the Usos and Sami Zayn or the Brawling Brutes, and they are just laying a beat down on the Bloodline. The baby faces are at even odds and standing tall. They have the advantage for just the next minute, and Solo Sikoa does not give a fuck about the numbers game at all. Picks up Sheamus. Sheamus trying to battle out of it. Sikoa holding on, eating elbows, and Sheamus will finally get him away. Sheamus trying to block the Uranagi attempt, driving those elbows into the point of the neck, and it looks like Uso might be bleeding, or it's his hair. I think it's the hair, but it looked like some raspberry jam came down, unconfirmed on that. 23 seconds until the match beyond begins. Sheamus trying to go for the Celtic cross. What are you doing, Sheamus? What are you doing, you absolute psychopath? Going up to the middle rope. He's got Solo Sikoa, and he drops him from the middle rope. White noise off the middle rope. 7 seconds now. If Sheamus can get a pin in 3 seconds, technically this match is over. And Roman Reigns will take a walk out of the pod and walk down into the match beyond. Who will walk out with the win? We are just past 11 p.m. in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. I'm Matt Ryan. I'm joined by MG Geek. We are live on the Matt Men YouTube channel for our emergency last-minute Survivor Series watch-along. If you did like it and you want us to...
Here we go. And the match has started, buddy.
Yep. And it's 5 to a side. Reigns helping up his cousin, Jey Uso. Jimmy Uso helping up Sami Zayn.
This is a new NXT. I love how... Is that Jimmy or Jay? That's Jimmy that couldn't stand up, right?
Jay couldn't stand up. Roman helped Jay up. It's 5 to a side. They're in either ring. The referee is in there. 2 referees to count the pinfall or the submission. And here we go. The baby faces will go to meet the Bloodline. And here we go. It's a brawl in Boston. It's a Saturday night. A couple of Irish guys, a French Canadian, a British dude, and a Scottish dude are just pissed off and they want to fight. And the Samoans and the Canadian are happy to oblige. Reigns like a house of fire now, lighting up every single person in his path with those cane throat strikes, pushing Kevin Owens to the ground. Looks like McIntyre has a laceration Superman punch on the Sheamus. Everyone but Roman Reigns is down inside the ring. Broken tables, used chairs, and broken bodies littering the TD Garden. And Reigns staring down the Celtic Warrior, and big knee by Sheamus catches Reigns. Reigns thrown in between the rings. Sheamus now 10 beats and a Baldwin inbound. Reigns trying to fight out of it. McIntyre giving him a hand and locking in the undisputed Universal Champion. But now we got a battle in the middle of the both rings. Everybody trying to battle to lock in Reigns or get him out of there. And everybody limbo, everybody into the ether, and we're fighting between the rings. And the baby faces now are got all the members of the Bloodline. And now everyone gets 10 beats of the Baldwin as everybody in Boston can hear the bells ringing from Southie to Charlestown. The good guys, the battling brutes, Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre showing up and showing out in the Garden. And it seems like it was a loop. It's a looping gif right now of just the Bloodline getting pounded on. The good guys stand tall, the crowd's on their feet, Kevin Owens shouting into the heavens. Every member of the Bloodline is down. Roman Reigns trying to get back to both feet. Jimmy Uso eats a punch from McIntyre. The Vultures are descending onto the carcass of Roman Reigns. McIntyre stepping in as he and Sheamus throw shots at the champion. Layering in shots is Sheamus. Remember, at this point of the match, you can win by pinfall or submission. Right hand blocked, Reigns with the uppercut. Another uppercut. Picking up Sheamus in a fireman's carry position. Sheamus fights out of it. Pushes Reigns off the ropes. Big knee! Bicycle knee by Sheamus. The former WWE champion, Money in the Bank winner, telling someone in the crowd to kiss his ass. Could have been a cousin. It is Boston, and he is Irish. Could have been one of my cousins, for fuck's sake. Sheamus getting the crowd behind him. Might get a little too hype. He's going to come in and try to hit the bicycle kick. He's going to try to hit it. Solo Sikoa eats it.
He's dead.
Spear by Roman Reigns. Cover. 1, 2. Saved by Dunn. Butch Dunn flying in at 2.5 and making the save. And now the former UK champion staring down Reigns. But here comes Sami Zayn. Zayn beating on Pete Dunne. Zayn showing his loyalty to the tribal chief.
Pressing him down.
This is a different Sami Zayn that we've seen. Forearm from Dunn. Super kick. Jay catches Sammy.
Oh no, he did it purposely. He's saying it. He's like, F it.
Jay Uso walking away, gets kicked by Dunn. Right hand from Uso. This is that good booking. Off the top rope now. They the ones. 3T off the ropes. Cover 1, 2. Holland saves it.
Wow.
Oh, that table's getting broken. Holland super kicks in stereo and spear by Roman Reigns on the Ridge Holland. Holland wiped out.
Ridge Holland has no soul left.
His soul has escaped his body. Sikoa sacrificed himself for Reigns. Uso caught Sami Zayn, thought nothing of it. Then the Usos hitting the 3D, I forget what they call it now. And then the double super kicks into the spear by the Universal Champion, taking Ridge Holland effectively out of this match.
And
one table set up.
Roman and Drew
McIntyre. McIntyre and Roman. Sikoa with the super kick, saving the champion. Sikoa Uranagi through the table. Drew McIntyre sent through by the former North American champion. Stunner by Owens.
Oh.
Cover. 1, 2. Saved by Reigns.
This is becoming up there in the WarGames.
This is the best WWE men's war games I think we've ever had.
Freaking yeah. Well, the NXT ones were more experiments. This one is like full-fledged.
Yeah.
5 guys on 5 guys, and let's see what happens.
Yeah. Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns talking cash shit. Slap to the face by Owens. Slaps back and forth, and now it's an all-out brawl between 2 former undisputed Universal Champions. Right hand by Reigns. Owens still standing, catches him. Stunner reversal by Roman. Superman punch onto Kevin Owens. The disgust and disdain on Roman Reigns' face. Calling his shot as the Universal Champion. Super kick by Owens. Throws him off the ropes. Picks him up. Pop-up powerbomb by Owens and Roman Reigns.
Oh, wow.
Going for the stunner. Caught him. Stunner by Owens. Cover 1, 2. Stop by Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn has stopped the count and saved Roman Reigns. And Kevin Owens is apoplectic.
Oh, this is awesome. Can I start my own This Is Awesome chant? Yeah,
yes, you
awesome.
Can.
This is awesome. Oh,
these 2 men were destined to fight forever, and now inside one of God bless pro wrestling.
That's great.
Sport of fucking kings.
That's my fam.
Super kick caught! Low blow! Sami Zayn hits the low blow on Kevin Owens after the super kick attempt. Caught by Owens by Jimmy Uso. And, look at Sami Zayn. He is not happy about it.
Now the, like, what did I just do? This is freaking storytelling on another planet.
The moment of doubt or the moment he realizes this is who he is. Zayn looking down.
Looking at Roman.
Looking down at Roman Reigns. Talking to Roman.
Roman giving him the nod. Like, do it. There it is.
Haluva kick by Zayn. Catches, oh my god, that's a callback to when Sammy debuted in debuted in NXT.
Kevin Owens, yeah, and he laid him out.
Yeah, and Kevin turned on him.
Oh my god, they're going the other way. This is awesome.
Jey Uso off the top.
Oh,
cover 1, 2. The Bloodline win at WarGames.
Great cash.
Sammy.
Great cash, homie.
$1.99 to the cost. Thank you, Raiden Thacker. God damn, that was great. That is the first time heels have won WarGames where I feel like I haven't been shortchanged.
No, and they did it from behind, and it was like they
They told the story in reverse, and it worked.
The whole mob mentality is awesome.
And just Sammy, the look on his face. Oh, shout out to Eric, who's a long time from Combat Culture, joining us here on Mat Men. The heck is WarGames? An awesome match you just missed. What a night, MG. What a card. What a WarGames. And Sami Zayn being acknowledged by his tribal chief in a hug right now. Jay got the win, but Sami Zayn gave them the victory.
Oh. He's like, Sammy's in tears. Oh, there we go. There we go.
There it is. Jey Uso embracing Sami Zayn.
Like, that's what I'm talking about.
This is so...
Oh, my God.
And then the synchronized secret handshake. Oh, this is a new era of Sami Zayn.
Sami is... Oh, my God.
Sami Zayn might be the best worker in the business right now.
He's the best storyteller in the business. Agreed?
Yeah. All the time. They're showing all the times that Sami Zayn helped out the bloodline and proved his loyalty.
All right. So, Eric asked this question. Now, is Roman going to be pissed at Jay? I think the fact that he bought in.
all is redeemed.
Yeah. He bought in. So, I don't think that's the question. I can't believe he just turned on. So
that was just...
They have what, 4 months to tell the story to Mania?
Yeah.
If they're going that tag team route, this is just another layer, another deeper layer.
If Cody doesn't win, if Cody doesn't show up at Mania, do you have Sammy win it?
That would make a lot of people happy. I don't know if you could go there. I still think Sammy's story is going to go tag team. That's just me, and he's going to go after. And the Usos will be still tag champions at that point.
And we go off the air with them throwing up the ones. Tomorrow on Mat Men. Tomorrow at 10:30 on Mat Men, BTC Rich and Andrew Zarian will be covering the entire fallout of WarGames, break down the card, anything you might have missed or anything we didn't tell you. They'll cover for you at 10:30 a.m. You'll be able to see MG there as well. He'll be producing with the zeros and ones. And then live on Sports Byline Network at 6:05 Eastern, we'll be bringing you our own version of the breakdown. It'll be Andrew Zarian and myself bringing all that was in the week of pro wrestling, and we'll be giving you some thoughts, and I probably will extrapolate some of these fantasy booking theories that I've run through in the last few minutes. But be sure to follow me on Twitter at Matt Ryan Yells. You can follow MG at 2Fight Forever. Follow us at Mat Men Podcast. If you have not subscribed already, what the fuck is wrong with you? Rate, review, and subscribe. And be sure to ring the notification bell to make sure that you can be with us every single day. Or every single time we put up a video on Fightful, on Mat Men. I'm very tired.
When did I switch?
And I got a Fightful shirt under here. On Mat Men. And be sure to be a part of our conversations. Follow us on social media and watch Historically Speaking, because that's what I was about to plug. Because I was going to go into this. You can go to Historically Speaking right now on the Mat Men YouTube channel and watch what promotion I believe is the most important of the last 50 years. Next week, we'll be talking about the initial pay-per-view wars of 1987 and what caused the birth of WCW. But until then, MG, anything for you that you need, that you want to talk about, anything that you want to wrap up with?
I think we're good. I'm gonna keep it simple. I enjoyed this hanging out with you tonight and doing this. This was a lot of fun. Maybe we'll make this more of a regular thing. We will do this soon. I just don't know. It's gonna be either here nor there. I want you to plug your MMA show though, and make sure everybody knows what we're doing with that. Mm.
Yeah, UFC 282. That's in 2 weeks. That's 2 Saturdays from now. You be able to join me, Brendan Silkler, and Stephanie Sotilli for the live action of UFC 282. We'll be covering the entire main card. We get started 15 minutes before the pay-per-view starts. That will be at 9:45 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to subscribe to this channel to join us live for that. But for MG Geek and all of us here at Matt Men, I'm Matt Ryan. See you next time right here. Don't be an asshole.
Like Morrissey.